Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the road trip. It is Saturday. I don't know if you can hear any background noise. Hopefully not. But yes, it's Saturday. Uh, English football has started, but not in the Premier League. Premier League will be on in about an hour. This is usually we've had multiple games on by now, but nothing's on until I guess it's what is it? I guess it's 4 o'clock your time because I think that there's a 4 hour difference. Is that right? Does that make sense? Um, Would have not 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Is that right? 3 o'clock? Yeah, 3 o'clock. I think that's right. All right. So I guess that means nobody's watching football because you guys got the blackout or whatever. I don't know how it all works, but everybody will be joining me, I believe, later. As you know, we'll go through the scores, and that's enough that'll kind of give you a thought of where some people are, anyways. Uh, at 8:30 over here in the U.S., Millwall Stoke are at a 0-0 draw right now. QPR and Leeds are at a 2-2 draw. If you had watched the first half, you would have thought, wow, it was a 2-0 game when I turned on my phone and checked the scores. Leeds have since come back, scored one late in the first half, and then scored again. I missed that while I was getting all ready to go here. So Leeds are sitting at 2-2 right now. That gives them a 3-point lead in the league. But they have a game on. Everybody behind them has a game in hand. So, worst case scenarios, they will still sit at top of the table. But if they're able to get that third goal, they will have done the business and come back. So I'm gonna say hi to a couple of people, and then we'll move on here. We got Anthony's in the house. Welcome to the show, Anthony. Thanks for joining. Like I said, people will be joining us. I know nobody told me they're not joining me. I had people joining me late. I know Mr. Tom is probably watching the game. So, depending on how that finishes, we'll either see him soon after, which is about 20 minutes from now, or we might see him a little bit later, if you know what I mean. If things don't go so well. But I don't think a draw is something he would like to see either. So, we'll see. I got the game on, so I'm watching it. As far as English football, what else is going on? League One, Bolton, Stockton. Stockton's up 1-0 on the road. Peterborough United is 1-0 at Cambridge. Crewe, Doncaster sitting at a 0-0 in the League Two. Swindon, Cheltenham. It's a 2-3 match. Cheltenham's up with a disadvantage. They did get a red card, but they are leading. So, and just for those who didn't know, Nations League, we got Oldham and Rockdale. Rockdale is winning at Oldham. I think that's how you say it. All right. So, like I said, about 15 minutes left in this one. Yeah. I know he's watching. He's probably not happy, not from that start. Leeds, for me, Leeds have seemed to be struggling in every game of late. Even though they've been winning, it seems weird that they look like they've been struggling, and they shouldn't be. They should be able to handle a lot of these teams, but not so much. Been able to get something out of them. I guess they were and lost in almost 20 almost 20 games, but finally took a loss. But it didn't hurt him. Got Aussie Gunner in the house. Welcome, Steve, to the show. Yeah, this is as I say, our match day type show. It's just me right now, but I don't know why it's just me. Nobody told me they're not coming, so I expect to see them soon. So we'll see. Got Rosie in the house. Welcome to the show, Rosie. Early start. Is that what it is? No, it's not an early start. It's when I start my show, 10 a.m. Eastern time. You guys decided you didn't want to change your clocks. What am I supposed to do? So it's a 10 a.m. Eastern time show. You guys know this. We've done this before. I think next week you guys will change, or the week after. So we'll be back in on the same thing. Yes. Got Lolo in the house. Welcome to the show, Lolo. I missed the show last night. Sorry about that, but I'll try to get on soon enough. Thanks for joining us. It is. Oh, it's 2. It's 2. It's 3 hour difference. I thought it was That's weird. It's 10 a.m. Oh, that's right. I have my. Ugh, yes, 2 a.m. instead of a 3 p.m. 3 Yeah, that's right. That's right. But uh, that's all right. You guys enjoy an extra hour, early hour. There we go. You guys changed the British. The British invented time. Nah, nobody told me that one. Nobody told me that one. But anyways, the time here is 10 a.m. You guys decided you didn't want to change. That's your fault. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Leads are making it interesting. I think they've looks like they've got a little bit more control into this game now. I think it looks like QPR got lucky, or I wouldn't even say lucky. I think Leeds just kind of gave up some easy chances and didn't play some proper football. I mean, I know one was a header with nobody on the man, so that's usually defensive error. Luckily, the doesn't sound like the goalkeeper has made an issue yet, which I guess I'm speaking too soon, right? Yeah, yeah. Everybody's saying hello, 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 hello. Yes, yes. Got a corner coming up here for Leeds. Oh wait, I got two screens going, so corner's up, short, and it doesn't get past the first man. And but there was an opportunity there. Oof. If I think if Firpo could have got a touch on it, probably would have scored there. But was late on the ball in terms of the cross. But it is well. I got two. I got the game shown on two screens here. One's a minute behind, so I should probably look at the smaller one. Got about 12 minutes left in this one. I don't know if they made subs, but hopefully they have, because usually their subs usually add a little bit of firepower and get them going. Other than that, nothing else is going on in English football. Let's see what else is going on in the rest of the world. Real Valladolid and Celta are sitting at 0-0 in La Liga. Serie A, Monza and Parma, Udinese and Verona are also sitting at 0-0. In Germany, nothing has started yet until about 20 minutes from now. Yeah, this time change thing, I guess, is making it a little bit easier. You might be able to watch some more games, but that's it. All right. Everybody's saying hello. So Arsenal will be playing tomorrow. It'll be 9:30 over here against Chelsea. My only wish is, can we please figure out how to play with whatever top three at the top we got? I believe, is it Carlos Berta? Do I have that name right now? That is, I don't know if that's official yet. It should have been. Let's see. I thought it was supposed to be official soon. But Andrea, sorry, I don't know where I got Carlos is the other guy, but Andrea Berta, the new sporting director, hasn't happened yet. Hasn't been announced yet. Arsenal likes to drag these things out. I mean, we've known for weeks now that he's been pretty much the number one guy, and now we sit waiting. Why? Just get it done. Just get it done. Yeah, Arsenal depleted. Yes, on the attacking side. As some people have said, why can't Arteta play to the squad level that he has? Right? You only got basically 3 attackers. How about you not play all 3 of them? Especially in this game, Chelsea. It'd be nice to be able to bring somebody in, some fresh legs to change things up. But we'll see. We heard Juice Box with 2 drops left. Yeah. Well, I think the way we are playing makes it easy. Right? I think the way that Arteta set us up is hurting us more than. Ooh, did he get past the goalkeeper? No, he didn't. I think the way Arteta has us playing is hurting us more than the fact that we're down to the bare minimum in terms of attack. For me, I think that's kind of we're playing a reserved defensive game. And teams are like, well, if that's what you're going to do, then go right ahead. I think that just backfires. Oh, just a second here. Let me make sure my laptop is plugged in. And you know what? It's not. So just a second here. I need to plug it in. I'll be right back. All right, there you go. All right, so I got my two screens, but two computers. One's I didn't plug it in, but now it's plugged in. So yeah, so I think it's more the way that we play football than it is the fact that we don't have any attackers. We're playing right into everybody's hands. Yeah, so everybody knows we don't have attackers. So then we play a game that we're going to try to play like we have the attackers, and teams are like, you don't. And so it makes it a lot easier to play us. How many games do you think Chelsea would beat you guys by? Okay, that is a weird question coming from you, Rosie. Chelsea has to score goals on us, so we don't like to just give up goals easy. I don't know if you've noticed. I mean, the only time a team has scored more than one goal on us in a while, right, is what? When we basically had a 6-goal aggregate lead, and also we put in, our second string. So there you go. We'll see. 4-5-1 settings. You know what? I think that makes more sense than what we've been doing. We're defensively strong. We've got pretty much everybody on the defense outside of Tomiyasu. Why not? Why not utilize your depth? And your depth is not in the front line. So why not? I don't think Martinelli is back yet. I think he can give us about 30 minutes. I think if they start pushing it to 60, 70, he's not ready yet. Same thing with Ben White. So why rush this thing? Mr. Tom says he'll be on when the game ends. Yeah, hopefully it's a win, because then about 7 minutes, actually about 6 minutes left in this one. And here we go, cross in, and it's a little too strong. Leeds are trying. They're trying, just not able to make that right cross into the final third. It's not been able to connect. Rosie's trying to, I don't know. We'll see what she's trying to do, Mr. Tom. Yep. And Mr. Tom is hoping for that late goal. I mean, like I said, worst case scenario, Leeds still sit top of the table. It'd be nice to probably have a five point lead, but you kind of started out bad, and yeah. Looks like Chelsea women have won the cup match today. Manchester City pretty much dominated the game in terms of possession and attacking, and I mean, when Chelsea's defense held up really strong. And there's a cross in again. That's the same cross I saw earlier. A little bit too strong. But yeah, no, Chelsea's defense really strong. Manchester City needs more help on the attacking side. So the women's game the other day, they struggled. They won 3-1, which is weird because they struggled. Russo played. I think was the best player, doing everything. Attacking wise, they lacked some clinical striking. Had more than enough attempts to take a lead in that game. Took a while. Russo, though, I think player of the match. She did everything. She's coming back on defense, and or coming back to the midfield. I think that's where I hate when she has to do that, because then it kind of kills the attack, because then she's never back for the attack. And others are there, and they're not usually as clinical as she is. So, but they got the win 3-1. So they sit now in second place on goal difference. So why not? Got about just under 4 minutes left here. Corner from QPR gets returned back to the kicker. Let's see what they're going to do here. Yeah. No, I like anything that allows us to use our depth, our strength. Why not? I mean, we've seen the likes of like a Calafiori and pretty much any defender. I think any defender that's given an opportunity to attack, they look more likely to score than our attackers. Which I think that for me, that's why I say Arteta basically sets up his team not to take advantage of their strengths. You bring attackers in, and you ask them to be cautious, and then wondering why you're struggling to score. You don't take the one game we take a risk, right? PSV, they were poor, but you still took the risk. You punish them. In the Premier League, no, you can't do that, but there's always opportunities. We don't take any of them in a game. It doesn't seem we don't take enough anyways. Has Erdegaard woken up? I don't know. I don't know if he's got there yet. I mean, this might be one of those years where it takes a long time for him to get back. 4-1, 4-1. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think since for me Martinelli's not ready to start, and Sterling can't even play, so you're really down to 3 attackers. There's no way you should be playing all 3 attackers to start. And I know they could sit Martinelli and put Moreno in there, but that's not working. I don't know how many times you have to put that formation together and go, it's not working. It's not working. He's too busy, I think, knowing he knows how to play midfield, and he does that a lot. It comes back and supports, and I'm like, dude, but you're a striker. You need to get into those areas where we can utilize your strengths. And yes, you can hold up the ball, but how often are you? How often is he in position to attack? Not much, I feel. Well, we've got about less than a minute to go here, but QPR is taking a free kick, so that's not good if you're a Leeds fan. Yeah, we'll see what Mr. Tom has to say. This has been a poor performance from Leeds. The one thing that they've been able to do has been resilient and not teams don't just run away from them. Leeds gives himself a chance every time, but they don't. Today they didn't do a good job of taking advantage of those chances. So here we go. Got 30 seconds to go. They're playing out the back. Long ball. A little too strong because, yeah. Oh, there you go. At least put a little pressure on them. Oh, look at that. The Leeds get in there and maybe put no pressure. No. Oh, that's a cheap foul. Why did he call that? Called it 2 players just bumping each other late in the game, trying to get the ball back. Guess he's all right with getting QPR the points. It is extra time now. Got 6 minutes of extra time, so there you go. This game is little watch along here before we get going, before people start joining. What is it? Yeah. There we go. About 20 seconds, and then the ball's in the air now. Let's see, can Leeds get a hold of this thing? There we go. They do. Let's see what Leeds can do. Any updates? Let's see. No updates. Nobody's scoring. Not too many games until 30, 40 minutes from now. Yeah. They're talking about Leeds facing whoever they face is going to be up for the game. And they should know this. And I kind of felt like sometimes Leeds should rotate a little bit their attack, because today it seemed like their defense. So I guess if it's not one thing, it's another thing. See, Firpo running down the pitch. Okay. All right. There we go. Meslier will be kicking it. He's going to change sides. Long ball. Leeds don't win it. QPR does, and wow, I hate this long ball thing sometimes. It's a foul on Leeds. All right, so later on, in about 40 minutes or so, you do have the Premier League: Everton, West Ham, Ipswich Forest, Man City, Brighton, Southampton, Wolves, and Bournemouth, and Brentford is the late match. That looks like a 5:30 kickoff. But I've got that if I got my time right. Otherwise, everything else is 3 p.m. kickoff. QPR is another free kick from midfield. Ball's in and easily intercepted. Anybody happy with the England call-ups? I think there's a lot of people that aren't. A lot of people surprised that if you punch your 30 age card, guess what? You can get a game with the England squad. Henderson's there. That's a surprise. Walker's there. That's a surprise. I mean, at some point you should be. I mean, you do have young defenders, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Let's see. Did I call it yellow on that? Oh, red card. Ooh. QPR is down a man with just under 3 minutes to go here. That's a red card. He's cleated a man right on his calf there. It was a silly foul. Yeah, see it again? Yeah, he just stuck his leg out. That was silly. Silly. Well, can Leeds take advantage? Long ball in. No. Let's see. Nope. Still can't take advantage. Leeds 50-50 balls in the air. Leeds just don't seem to want to get on the end of it. They're not fighting for it enough, and QPR will be throwing this one in deep in their half. So this is on James. James got by, and he just stuck his leg out, and man, cleat to the back of the leg. Yeah, that was silly, but it might not matter. Might matter for their next match, but for this one, won't matter. Maybe we still got 2 minutes left in this thing, and there we go. Got 90 seconds to go in this thing. Leeds have had a man advantage, but you wouldn't know it. Here we go. Meslier up to midfield. Let's see what we do here. Long ball up. Can he hold on to it? There we go. Firpo gets it in. There we go. What are we going to do here? Cross out for a corner. All right. Got a corner with just over a minute to go. We've got Rhetoric Gamer in the house. Welcome to the show. Yep, QPR with a red card. Yeah, way too late to affect this game. You've got Leeds in the accumulator. Well, here we go. They got not really much of a advantage. 3 minutes left and an extra time. But here comes the corner. With about 45 seconds to go, it should be up if Leeds want to try to give themselves opportunities. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it seems like they're going to take their time. Why are they wasting like 30 seconds? Kick the ball, my man. Yeah. Ball's up. Short. Nope, nothing. Oh my gosh. And Leeds. Oh boy. QPR is going to have looks like they might have the best attack here. Oh boy. Cross comes in. Intercepted. Still QPR ball. 10 seconds left in extra time. And oh my, yeah, QPR a man advantage, and they look better. They look more likely to score in that last minute there, and that's out, and that's off of a corner. This bottle thrown at the goalkeeper there. Referee stopping the game. I don't know if that helps Leeds or not, but Leeds had they had more players in the area, but doesn't matter. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. There we go. And it looks like it's over. Yep, it's over. Maybe we'll see Mr. Tom in a little bit, but Leeds should have taken advantage of the man, but they never seem to get a grasp. I know 3 minutes isn't a lot of time, but QPR looked more likely to score in that last minute. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the wear and tear of the season. Leeds do have the point; they have more than enough goals difference to see this thing out. But what is it? They have. I think they have how many games left in the season? Let's see. 38, and I believe they play. What is it? I have to look at the standings here to see how many games they play. About 8 games left in the season. 8 games left, and they sit 3 points atop. Everybody has a game in hand, so they sit. Worst case scenario, they sit 2 points ahead of Burnley for the guaranteed Premier League promotion. So it's going to come down to the end here. But we got it's 10:30 here. Or it's almost 10:30 here, so we should see some other games coming up in the league, Premier League, anyways. Is there a championship? There are games coming up in half an hour as well. Blackburn, Cardiff, Coventry, Sunderland, Luton, Middlesbrough, Oxford, Watford, Plymouth Derby, Preston, Portsmouth, Swansea, Burnley, West Brom, Hull. So Burnley is playing at Swansea. That if it's anything like today's game against QPR, it's about the same difference in terms of table positioning. So Swansea is playing home too. So there you go. Road teams is not necessarily struggling, but they're not going to get easy win. Millwall was able to pull it out 1-0. Yeah. So we'll see if Swansea City's been able to do it. Mr. Thomas says he respects them. Good people there. So maybe that's just maybe to get himself a good game from them, and Burnley will struggle in a 5-point lead over third place team is a good thing to have. And a 3-point lead over the second place would be nice as well too, right? So we'll see. But I don't know if that game is tomorrow or not, but Sheffield United doesn't play today. Anybody have anything else? What else we got going on? Talking about the Chelsea game tomorrow. Tom says Tom time in 2 minutes, people. So here we go. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this Arsenal team. I just want them to. I always say I want my team to play a little bit better game on game. I don't think we're doing that because because I don't think he's setting his team up to win. You're defensively strong, so use the strength there, use the depth there. Your best attackers, like I said, look to be your defenders. I mean, Calafiori looks better in the box than any of our attackers. I think in Weary, I kind of feel like they don't give him the ball enough. So when you don't give him the ball enough, I think he kind of it's like the best defense is to not give your best, one of your best attackers, at least in this squad, an opportunity to do something with it. So you kind of the other team's definitely trying to keep him away from the ball, but you got to find ways to get him the ball and let him do some work. So I think that's where they need to do a little bit more there. Trossard, I think from one game to the next, I just don't think consistently you're going to get the best out of him. One game it looks all right. One game you're like, we should pull him. We should. So, and I think that's where we are with him right now. I don't think he ever was supposed to be a starter for us. Not the way we play football, anyways, and not the way Arteta set up this team. Anybody think Berta's going to have a say? I hope so. I don't know what's going on with this. Supposedly Arsenal is going to have a 300 million pound, what do they call it? War chest. I don't. I see that if they sell a lot of players, the way that we've done our business, anytime we say war chest, it means we're going to sell some players. We don't have that many players to sell, unless we're selling some of our top assets, which would be really silly, right? So we need to be re-signing the likes of Saliba, making sure Saka has no thoughts of going, and I think Gabriel just re-signed. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do there, but hopefully Arteta has a different game plan today. Chelsea's defense is suspect, goalkeeper suspect. Should take advantage of that. I think United, I don't know, should be suspect as well, but we didn't take advantage of that. Let our defense let us down. And Mr. Tom said he's coming in 3, 2, 1, and joining the show. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Joining the show, we've got Mr. Tom with us, folks.
Hey everyone, how you doing?
There you go, Mr. Tom. You guys, my crew had me talking there for about 30 minutes all by myself.
Well,
not that I didn't miss it.
There's a main reason for that, Gary. It's because you forgot the time change.
Oh, I didn't forget the time change. I forgot to tell you guys that you guys screwed up your time. That's what happened.
But your country changed the time.
Yeah, but
Mine
my show
stayed
is a U.S. show.
That's
Just
true.
so happens it works fine for you guys. So, as much as I may have put the wrong time, I know I didn't change the time when I sent out the reminders and stuff like that. But so that's my fault. But we talked about this last week. The time change. We talked about it. You guys knew. Yeah, you guys knew.
Well,
oh my gosh! I just saw the first goal.
I knew you'd set it so it started at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I just saw the first goal from QPR. Ouch. Ouch. I don't know what the goalkeeper.
Brendan Aronson.
Aronson. Well, I heard earlier in the play. I heard earlier in the. I heard Brandon Aronson created that nonsense. Created that mess. But as the team needed, you always think your team needs to back you up, right? Worst case scenario, your goalkeeper is going to get a hand on that ball or something. Your goalkeeper didn't look like he had any chance to get to that ball. And that's the problem with your goalkeeper, I think, sometimes, is you want him to make that save, and guess what? When does he ever make that save where you go, wow, damn, that is a point saver there? How often do you say that about your goalkeeper?
Very rarely. But at the same time, I'm going to defend him because I'm very stubborn against the people that tell me basically that I can't defend my goalkeeper, because I don't tell people who to actually support Leeds-wise and who not to. So basically, anyone that tells me I can or can't defend the goalkeeper needs to go fuck themselves. Quite simply as that. I don't tell Leeds fans what Leeds players to like or not. I am very forthright in my opinion that Brendan Aronson is holding the squad back, regardless of people's opinion on the goalkeeper.
No, there are a couple players that I think are holding you back, and you're going to have to make a decision what to do if and when you make that move back up to the Premier League. I mean,
good afternoon, Judo Master.
I don't know what that means, but I assume that's based on this comment
the Judo Master. Don't know if you knew that.
Yeah. I was talking a little bit before you started about Andrea Berta, who will be taking the supposedly sporting director reins at Arsenal, and hopefully he is allowed to. He has the power to actually do what's best for Arsenal, not necessarily what's best for people. Will say the manager, but I think for me, I'm always Arsenal first. So he should do what's best for Arsenal and what Arsenal needs. So he says Berto will have a say. He takes no messing about. So with Arteta still here, he'll have to win the league next season. If not, he'll be gone. Well, that's the thing. Does he have the power Does does Berta have the power to decide who is the manager for Arsenal? Do most sporting directors have the power to at least make a strong suggestion that a change is needed?
I believe, and I think the way football has become, rightly or wrongly, I believe the person that is basically put in charge of the transfers of the playing staff is arguably the most important signing the club will make during that time period.
Hmm.
Especially if you do it in such a way where it's obvious that they are going to be making his decisions. Because I personally believe, rightly or wrongly, I believe that we're in for about 3 to 5 years of basically Berta coming up in chats. And as if like he's one of the players, because he's going to be deciding who are the players. The squad, obviously, he's not going to be picking the team. But arguably, he's going to be deciding who the manager has to pick from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I hope that's a good thing, and I hope he is. Like I said, I hope he does get that power to actually choose players that we wouldn't have chosen in the past. Before we continue, we've got somebody in the background here who just joins us from the floor. We've got Spencer in the house. Welcome to the show, Spencer.
How you doing?
Doing
Tom?
good. Doing
Hey
good.
Spencer, how you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, we're just sitting here talking about Andrea Berta and how much influence he will have on Arsenal. Hopefully,
He'll have the most influence. He'll
I'm
have
hope,
the most influence
I'm
on
hoping
Arsenal.
he does have the most
Yeah.
influence, and I'm hoping he does have um, the power to make certain moves that think past sporting directors or those in the same position. I believe haven't had
But
the opportunity to do.
I'm gonna kind of put Andy Herbert on the spot unnecessarily, but it's not his fault. But because he's actually wrote the message and called him Berta, I'm taking that to mean that a lot of Arsenal fans are going to address him as Berta going forwards, like when referencing him. Whether that's right or wrong remains to be seen. But I don't think it's an unfair take on my part. But so I'm wondering, am I in for years of basically Berta did this, I like Berta, Berta in, Berta out. Obviously Berta out is actually be the main one because it's easier to say out than in.
It's a good.
I hear you. I personally don't think we need. I don't think we're going to hear his name as much because I think if Saka were to come back and have some semblance of form, if Arsenal does go out there and they do answer the attacking questions that a lot of fans have, if Erdogan does return to some sort of form, if they do fix their midfield the way they want, hold on to their defensive players and whatnot, we'll be talking about Arsenal and we'll be talking about the players for a little bit when they come in, and then after that we'll be talking about the players because I think that for me that's the way I want it to be. That's how I would want it to be, anyways. Um, when the big decisions need to be made, yeah, at Berta, but like week in, week out. I mean, you only once the season starts, you have a couple weeks, and then all your transfer business is done, right? So hopefully, we're talking about Berta all summer and all that he's doing. But after that, when the games start, it's got
Your
to be
club
about the
isn't the
place.
club that signs 20 players in the transfer window though.
We have to do something different than what we've been doing. I mean, we
You
let
sign
go.
three at
We
most.
no, we signed more than three, but we need to
Nah,
do
nah.
we let go two attacking players. We loaned out two attacking players, and we brought in essentially none. Right? I mean, yeah, I still don't think I don't look at Sterling as like, yeah, we brought him in. No, we didn't bring him in. That was just like, you find that coupon as you're walking out the store, you're like, oh, I'll just go use it, right, before the store closes, and that's what we did.
What, is that a coupon that means you lay out 200 grand a week on someone
We
that?
don't pay 200 grand a week for him. That's the that is the nice thing. We don't pay his full salary.
No, but you're paying 200 grand or 400 grand or whatever it ends up being, like 380 or something like that.
We don't pay his full salary for
No, but you're
Sterling.
still laying out 200 grand a week on someone that you all think is terrible.
Oh, who's the? Can you just give me names instead of giving me all this cryptic information? Who are you
Well,
talking about?
not cryptic information. I'm going to outwardly
You
say I
it is
believe Russ
cryptic when you
Morgan
don't
will
tell me who it
complain about
is.
him. I believe Sam has commented on him, rightly or wrongly, commented on
No,
him.
say his name. You know the name, don't you? Do you not know the name, or you just? What's the name?
What are we
What,
talking
Russ
about?
Morgan?
I don't think
Russ Morgan.
What?
I think we're conversing about two completely different things.
What are you talking about? And that's why
What
I
are
asked
you
you when you.
talking about? What do you think I'm talking about?
I was talking about Sterling, and then you brought up
Yeah, I'm
some
talking
number
about Sterling.
that made no sense because we don't pay his full salary.
But what Tom's trying to say is we're a privileged enough club where we can pay $150K a week on someone and be like, he's dog shit. That's what's the point Tom's making.
That is not that was never the intention, I believe. That's what we got. I don't think Arsenal's.
Russ,
I
I'm
don't
saying
think
that you're one
I
of the
don't think
individuals that have
Arsenal's a
complained
team
about
that can pay
Sterling.
150
I'm not saying it's
grand
right or
for
wrong.
a
I'm
player
just
and be
saying
like,
Sam.
that's okay.
Sorry,
No, I don't think
Gary
so.
said name people that complain about Sterling. To which I've seen you complain about Sterling, so I said it.
You
Because
brought up.
Gary
Okay,
thought I was doing the thing where I was generalising all Arsenal fans, but I can't really name any. So I was just like, all right, well, I've seen Russ complain about Sterling. Whether he's right or wrong or not, it's not for me to say, but I've seen him complain about him.
Yeah. For those who want WWE 2K25,
It's not worth $90.
There you
Or
go.
£90.
Is it $90 or is
not.
that £90? Because that's even
£90.
worse.
£90.
Okay.
For argument's sake, I paid. I think it was 57.
Okay, you got a good discount there. And before we continue on with our Arsenal talk, Mr. Tom, if Derby offered you the director role, who would be your first signing?
I also just say Andy Herbert's also a complainer on. I say complainer.
No. I asked you a question. You
criticism.
can do your whining bit afterwards.
That's not a whining bit. That's answering a question you asked me, thinking
No, I
I
asked
wouldn't
you a
have the
question
guts
just
to
now,
say
and then you
names.
decided to go back on something. Come on, you're the
Fuck
Derby.
it. Let's just say Frank
director.
Lampard for Derby County because he'll bankrupt them into oblivion.
That's
like
the
he
first
nearly
signing
did
you're gonna
before.
make. That's the legitimate. What about the legitimate first signing you're gonna make?
What for a player?
That's what signing usually means as a sporting director. It's usually
very
means players.
Hey guys, everybody good?
I don't know. I want to fight. I guess I don't know.
I'm
Gary's very fighty. Gary's very fighty.
I would sit here. I would talk for 30 minutes
he'll
by
get
myself.
it. He'll find it as well.
Yeah. So, any players, or should we move on?
What are we asking? Oh, I think they should sign.
Sorry, I don't think about bottom of the championship players that might help Derby County.
Seymour Butts would be the first one.
Seymour Butts. So there you go, folks. Russ Morgan joins the show. What about you? I don't know, Mr.
What about me? What about Russ Morgan?
Wanted to say your name.
Derby County can sign Russ Morgan too.
There you go. Yes.
See,
and he'd play for him as well.
Yep.
There you go.
And we would root for Russ.
He wouldn't give full effort though. He'd be very neutral in his effort.
Yeah.
But
I'd still root for Russ Morgan at Derby County. I just would.
We've got Sterling sending back to Chelsea. Yeah. I think, that was a big stretch, as they say.
I think we should sign Sterling on a permanent.
Yeah, now you're just making no sense. Like you said it out loud, so I'm gonna hold you to it.
I couldn't finish it without laughing. There you go.
Yeah.
With G-Bomb.
Yeah. As rhetoric, who's G-Bomb?
Gary.
Oh.
Who here is G-Bomb?
I don't know.
It's
That's
not
a new
Spencer,
one for
is
me.
it?
I don't know what that means. What is this lingo you youngsters are using?
It's
like Rosie's a judo master, so who am I to question what she says?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what you youngsters are in all of your name calling. You've got Sterling is actually he's not worth 150 grand a week. So
well, technically nobody really is.
He's not worth 75 grand a week. I mean, I think Saka's worth more than 150 grand a week when he's healthy. So I'll tell you, that's an easy one. Yeah, you not think Saka's worth more than 150 grand a week?
I don't think anybody's worth 150 grand a week.
You don't think Saka is worth 150 grand a week?
No.
Okay, well then, yeah, you're in the wrong. You just want to be controversial.
150 grand a week is nothing compared to like NFL and some of the NBA salaries. It's not even close.
Yeah.
What's that, like 9 million a year or something? Sure, it's worth that. Sure.
Yeah,
What are you posting?
What is what? Let's see. Rosie keeps bringing up this name. I don't even know what all this stuff means.
Russ Morgan is an Aikido master. Do you know who
IKEA?
brought Aikido to the West? Steven Seagal.
There we go.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on here.
What games are going on today, Gary? We got a scoreboard.
What games are going on?
Yeah.
There are answers to these questions.
In about 30 minutes, or less than 30 minutes now, about 12 minutes actually, Premier League will kick off with Everton, West Ham,
I
Ipswich
keep forgetting
Forest,
we're an hour behind now.
City, Brighton. What in the world's going on with my computer here? Ay. Sorry, folks. I
Millwall
got a lot of
scored in
noise coming on.
94th minute. Bloody hell.
Good job.
I mean, it'd been a lot cooler if Leeds had scored in 94th minute, but
yeah.
I'm not going to complain too harsh because at 2-0 down, and I thought the way it was going to end up 3-0 at half time.
Yeah.
I was like, if you'd have gave me at at like 25 past 12 in midday UK time, if you'd gone to me, oh, Leeds can draw this game 2-2, I'd be like, absolutely, I'll take it.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I like I said, I turned it on. It was 2-0, and I was like, ouch. Ouch. And like you said, it looked like you weren't going to score. You did score late in that half, but yeah. What do you attribute the way that you came out and played today?
I mean, there are a lot of theories. There's a lot of, in my opinion, it's hard to say because the common belief is Leeds United keep getting put on the midday kickoff in the away games. There are some that are home, but generally Leeds don't win football matches at midday. Rightly or wrongly, we just don't. I think it's like 12 out of 14, something like that. Which, when you're top of the league, is probably a bit of a problem. But then at the same time, the other team is also got to rock up at 12 o'clock in the morning or afternoon, whatever you want to call it. But personally, but then if Leeds play in a night game, it feels like a different team. But still, I don't know. Leeds fans are going to tell you that there's conspiracy from the Football League to keep Leeds in the EFL for viewing figures, which I don't necessarily subscribe to, because the EFL is going to get 3 more teams next year that probably pull in 100,000 viewers per match or whatever on TV, which is a lot for Sky TV. Well, I put it in a sort of a slightly more arrogant way, probably some will think. Basically, Ipswich ain't pulling in the viewing figures that Leeds United do, which is what TV care about, which is why Leeds United are playing at midday. But my annoyance with it, and again, whether this is right or wrong, it feels like I generally watch football is now a television show. I think we've established that for a lot. It's a sport, but it's now a television show, showcasing the sport. The commentating and the presentation of it is very like, we want to push the upset. It's like, but if you know that this game's on TV because 100,000 people are watching it, or whatever the figure is, because Leeds United are in the contest, why is it in your head that we need to actually talk up the other team? It's like, you're never going to get Manchester United playing Ipswich with Gary Neville on commentary talking up the possibility of Ipswich winning. That would never happen. It wouldn't happen with Liverpool playing Southampton either. It just wouldn't. They'll sit there and go, oh, it'll be about them winning. Whether that actually happens or not is obviously up to the footballers. But as a fan on television, people would go mad if that occurred. Yeah, which is why, generally, football is a big six sport in terms of how they present it. Because people just won't watch it. Or they'll watch it with the mute. Or they'll tweet angry shit or whatever. But still, it annoys me because I sit there thinking, like, it gives the impression, and I don't know if you've seen the bit on the Leeds show where I've put up people's opinion on the commentary, and a very regular theme is that everyone believes the commentator is against their team. Rightly or wrongly, I've learned this over the course of 2 years doing this. Norwich will be upset at Andy Hinchcliffe because he hates Norwich. But then also Ipswich, who are rivals of Norwich, will believe that Andy Hinchcliffe hates Ipswich. So when Leeds fans say that Andy Hinchcliffe hates Leeds, I take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. But there are times I sit there thinking like, do you actually want Sunderland to beat Leeds or something like this? So, but it doesn't matter ultimately. But it's a television show.
Well, the only way to get the viewership is to make it such that maybe the underdog has a chance. I mean,
I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Don't talk that part up, then you know what? Yeah, everybody's going to think it's a foregone conclusion. But also, I think the Champions League is a lot more. It's not as teams. It's not. I don't think just because you're sitting top of the table that teams aren't going to come out and play you. I think you'll see, like you see in the Premier League, when City is at the top of their game, teams pretty much lost before they step out on the pitch. In the Championship, I think teams play a lot more. They play. As people say, it's probably better football to watch, right? And they come out there
far more competitive.
Yeah. So it's the competitiveness is definitely a lot of fun to watch. I mean, every time you watch Leeds play, it's like you could have a 51 goal difference, but I'm probably going to outscore you today because we want to. And Leeds, I think it's a mentality thing for me in terms of how you come into the games. You come into the games almost to me like it's just another game, and it's like no, it is the game. You know what I mean? It is the game. Every time Leeds is playing, it is the game right now. Every team does not give you anything. You have to fight for everything you get. And I don't think you fight hard enough sometimes to go out there and get what you're supposed to get, which is...
That's last week. It's a great example, Gary. But the best example of what the Championship is, sorry to cut you off, is basically Leeds went to Portsmouth, and Portsmouth played like it was literally like the cup final. And they won. And I'm not going to make excuses. Portsmouth won. But then Portsmouth, 3 days later, at home to Plymouth, who were bottom of the Championship, they had 80% of the ball, and Plymouth won 2-1. That is the Championship in a nutshell. They'll beat the team that are at the top and then lose to the team that are bottom 3 days later. Because they used all their energy on the beating Leeds trophy that you apparently received for daring to try and beat us.
Yeah.
And I know that makes me sound like an absolute arsehole sort of thing. But that is how it feels like at times. And I know Arsenal fans feel that about their club. Like, if Arsenal drop points against West Ham, you feel like, why ain't West Ham trying that hard against Ipswich the week before when they play us? Like, so I don't think I'm giving an it's an irrational thought, but it's not one that solely I have. Because I know Arsenal fans have it too, because I've seen it.
Yeah,
and Gary's going to go, which ones? It's like, I have seen it. I know it exists.
No. You're right. Everybody plays up for Arsenal, no matter whether they're good or bad. Like every game, it doesn't matter what it is. Oh, it's going to be a tough road match because they're playing or Arsenal is at home. Oh, they might be able to steal one here, and it's like what? Like Arsenal never gets the benefit of the doubt. They might actually win this match. You know what I mean?
Is that Arsenal playing down, or just the other team just was better that day? Like, this is the other thing. I've seen it in a certain chat that Tom used to be in. This team will, of course, lay down for City. Well, City's won like 4 of the last 5 league titles.
I'll use the correct language. It's usually so and so bent over for City.
Yeah,
that is the word. That is the words that are used. Bent over City, and it's like I mean,
I gotta so we're gonna go back to the commentating thing. My buddy watches the games. He puts it on mute. He refuses to be influenced by commentators. Which I wish you could actually watch a version where I could just hear the crowd. I don't need to hear the commentators. I'm not an idiot. I can see what I'm watching. But I don't know. This whole assumption that teams bend over for other teams and don't for you, it just sounds like a copium for your inabilities to play good that day. That's my opinion.
For me, then that would mean Arsenal every day. Then, and I don't think that's
Arsenal's
true.
Not bad every day, Gary.
No, but the concept that you're talking about is teams will play up for Arsenal every game. That they barely ever go into a game.
Play up for Arsenal, or did Arsenal just not have anybody to put the ball in the back of the net?
Well, and I said this when I was by myself. I think Arteta doesn't set us up to win games even when we're undermanned. Like, he doesn't have a game plan that allows us to actually take advantage of our strengths. Our strength isn't our attack right now, right?
No, it's not.
So why in the world are we asking them to do things that we know they can't do? Why don't you lean on your midfield and your defense and allow them to control the game a lot more, and then give your guys up top a chance once in a while to maybe get a goal past, right? And we don't. It doesn't seem like we do that to me, anyways. I don't know. Maybe you see something else, but I feel like we don't set our team up based on our strengths right now, and our strength is not attack. And
No, and
if
it's
you only
why
have,
we
we only have 3 attackers, right now, plus Moreno, right? That's all we got.
That's why we're going to
Most
get beat
teams,
by Madrid because we're
most
going to get
teams
caught
don't.
out.
Most teams don't play all 3 attackers when they don't. Play 3 attacking players when they only got essentially 3 legitimate attackers, right?
So the reality here is also like it's why we're going to get beat by Madrid because we're going to run this inverted fullback and they're going to catch us on the counter and open us up for 3 or 4 goals instead of sitting with a nice 4-4-2 and saying, you know what, Madrid,
And that's what I just said. I said
penalty.
we don't set ourselves up to win games based on our strength and depth, right? You said it right
We
there.
haven't
You
played
said
that game yet. We don't know yet.
No. We have a strong defense. So if we don't, this has nothing to do. You're thinking about our attack affecting our defense, and I'm saying no. If we decide to play a legitimate defense against Real Madrid, right, we can hold them, keep the game. See, Mr. Tom, we listen to you talk about your leads and you fall asleep on us. That's kind of rude. That's really rude, inconsiderate.
It's rude,
and I
but
don't
funny.
like it, you little wee man. Whatever. Yeah. So I don't fall asleep
Official
when you're
Leeds
talking
United
about
pillow.
leads. I actually enjoy talking to you about leads.
Well, yeah, because when I talk about Leeds, it's vibrant, it's entertaining. You're talking about inverted fucking foot type.
I didn't bring that up. I don't want to
I've invented that myself. What's an invented fullback?
No, I really get tired of like our fan base and other fan bases. Well, the other team played up for us instead of being like, you know what, you weren't good enough that day. That's why you lost the game, not because West Ham was like, hey, we're going to show up and beat second place Arsenal. It just sounds pathetic to say out loud. I'm just going to be honest with you.
What I will say, and it's probably the last I'll say about Leeds United, and then you can do your Champions League tactical copium about the loss you all expect to take. Which you won't on the night, because obviously in football you're like, oh no, we're actually going to go for it kind of thing, sort of thing. But even though Russ was saying like 2 weeks ago he didn't want to beat PSV because he didn't want to end up losing to Real Madrid really badly. But I was sitting there like, what kind of sentence is that? I'll say no, he's listening. What kind of sentence? You get like £20 million for beating PSV.
Yeah. It's not even the money, though, right?
Eat Russ Morgan for that £20 million for Leeds United.
It's not even the
I'd
money.
eat him on the plate.
Think about it. It's not even the money. 5 years ago, we're talking about the only way we can establish ourselves is if we finish in
Progress
the
in
top 4
Champions League.
and we move up the table and put ourselves in a good position to play in the Champions League, and supposedly that will help us build the squad because players are they're driven to come play for teams that play in Champions League and all that kind of stuff. It's not a negative to play Real Madrid. That's just who you got to play.
That's a privilege in football to have earned the right to play Real Madrid, the European champions. Yeah. It's a genuine privilege.
Yeah, and now it's up to your
man. I love it when Leeds.
Yeah, that's why I say now
went to Real Madrid to watch Leeds play them.
Yeah,
that's the thing that happened.
Yeah. And like I said, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, go on, Gary. No.
I was just gonna say now it's up to your manager to figure out how to beat them. They didn't win every match they played this season, right? They didn't. No team that I know of right now is undefeated in football. So nobody is sitting there with a clean record where they haven't lost. So teams are losing, right? It's not like we go out. It's not like Arsenal's out there losing matches. We're not losing that many matches. We've lost 6, I guess.
Couldn't ask the fan base that.
Yeah. I personally don't think your club deserves to be in the Champions League because you don't appreciate that you're in it.
Oh, that's some of the fans I think you're talking about.
Well, no, if I was going to say this, I want to finish my point on the bend over comment, right? It's really not PG. But it's really ridiculous to say that West Ham doesn't, just plays up for second place Arsenal and just goes and bends over for the first place team. That sounds completely irrational. However, what Tom is saying, though, about the championship, I do agree with this, though, and this is the thing, and it happens in football a lot, American football. Teams will try to play up and beat the top-ranked team, and then they'll get slapped the next week. But, again, the argument is that the argument isn't that people just play up for Arsenal. The top team, City, they just bend over for City. So that makes the whole argument irrational. because then they would play up for City. If your argument was true, then West Ham and all these teams would go play hard at Liverpool. They go play hard at City. But instead, it's just, well, Arsenal wasn't able to get it done today. It's only because West Ham showed up, though.
Mm-hmm. I believe this is Arsenal West Ham specific thing, and obviously because West Ham won there. I think the fairer comment is basically how do you always manage to lose at West Ham at home, but then score 5 goals on at the London Stadium as back to Southampton Park. They haven't played there for years, but like what is going on where basically at home you switch off against the opposition?
That's the
against that specific opposition. Like, it feels like no matter, and there might be a statistic where it turns out you've actually won like 50 times more at home to West Ham than the other way around. But it feels like in recent years West Ham have a fairly good record at the Emirates. Whether that's actually true or not, it feels true.
There's stats that will show you where Arsenal plays against like the mid league teams, right? They don't play good against them, and that's where they lose the league. They don't lose a league. Like, they could take losses against some of the top teams. I mean, we were like, was it a couple seasons? It was 2 seasons ago. We're fighting. You know, we're sitting in second place. We didn't have to beat City in that season. Either game, didn't have to beat them. We did. I don't think we lost them, but we didn't have to beat them. What we did have to do.
Burnley have scored. Swansea.
Oh, very, very bad for you. Sorry.
Not ideal. Yeah. Not after I already declared that I respect Swansea, which that respect is obviously diminishing.
No, I was going to say that that season there was a 10-game stretch with City at the end, and we played well for about 6 of those games, and then we had a 4 or 5 game stretch where we should have won all 3. We had a lead in all 3 games. We played Liverpool, I believe. We played. I forget who it was in that 3-game stretch, but we drew all 3 games with leads in all 3 games. At Liverpool was pretty tough to hold on to the lead. So, I'll say, okay, maybe we don't win. We had a lead there, but we had 3 games with all leads. We drew all 3 of those, play City, lose, and then or struggle with them or whatever, and the league's gone. But we had our opportunities. If you can play up for those 6 teams at the top of the table, you need to be able to play a similar style against everybody, right? And we don't do that. We let. Well, guess what? Low block. It seems to be our Achilles heel right now. Low block this, low block that, and it's like it's been 4 years now. Come on, you have to have an answer for it, and if you don't, then you should go out there and buy the answer. We're not doing that either.
Well, I just saw someone like I laughed at it. I guess AFTV, I don't know, just scroll. I was scrolling or whatever. And they're like, oh, Zinchenko gives Arteta something that can unlock somebody in the midfield. And you're like, everybody wanted Zinchenko gone from this club.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted him gone. And then he does one thing good. And it's like, oh, well, by the way, this guy might win. And it's like, no one's consistent. And I get football is emotional and all this sports emotional in general. I get it. But, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in this Champions League match. I really have no idea. We really don't. Like, we could either get our ass kicked pretty hard, or it could be one of these 0-0 bore fest for 2 legs and it ends up in penalties, which would be ideal. But if you can get me to 0-0 bore fest,
Bournemouth with the lead,
and then get me
Not
with
right with a lead over City. Sorry,
extra leg in the quarterfinals, and at the Bernabeu, whatever you do penalties there, and they still lose, I could live with that. But just don't get slapped. That's the big thing. Like, because because Tom made a good point about teams want to go play for teams that are in the Champions League. Yes, as long as they're not getting their butt kicked too, as well. I think that plays a part into it as well. So, but you have to progress. You have to keep, there's no way you're going to keep this team building this team and not progress in the Champions League. This is part of the problem that I think when I started watching this club that you weren't in the major European competition. You either had to A, overpay for a player, or B, hope a player actually liked you. And now that you have Champions League, I mean, look at Perisic. Perisic has jumped all over the place, right? So, he's going for Champions League club to Champions League club to Champions League club. That's just part of the game. These guys want to play in the big games in Europe. And if you're not in those big games in Europe, you're gonna have to either pay 50 grand more a week for the player, or just hope that they were a boyhood fan.
Well,
Well, I mean,
footballers
if you
and
do your,
agents.
huh?
I was going to say, footballers and agents are, like you just said, there's a player, Perisic, who he basically like bounces between Champions League clubs because he knows those clubs have the money to pay him the money. Because he's going to get more money playing for whoever he plays for, Real Madrid, Sevilla, whoever it is, will get more money playing for you guys than he will get playing in the Europa League. Because the budget will not allow to pay Champions League player money. It's football economics, as simple as that. And I try not to say anything clever because I know I'm more known for zany nonsense, but you know, do occasionally pay attention to football and where the money is.
Yeah, it's just part of it, man.
Yeah, no, but I think you can. I think if you have a good structure in place, and that's hopefully what we're going to get with Andrea Berta. We're not looking at, oh, we spent all this extra on this player just because we're playing the Champions League. At this point, it costs a little bit better. You pay, you get what you pay for sometimes, right? Especially if they answer the question, right? They answer the question that you're posing to your squad. What do I need? I need this. Go out there and get it. Will it cost a little bit extra? Probably, because they know that's what you want, right? I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you're gonna have to pay for. Nothing comes for free, so you might as well pay. Go out there and get what you want. I'd rather have a light team, but all the players make sense, right? We got a light team, and none of some of the players don't make any sense for us. Not the way that we play, right? Not the way that we play. We got a PK coming for City, and Brighton had a chance to score, but ran over the goalkeeper, and looks like they're going to be losing in a couple seconds here. But yeah, no, I just feel like we don't right now going into this season. We didn't even have a strong starting 11. We had questions on that starting 11 going into the season. Yeah, and we didn't answer any of that. Do we have a striker that we want? No. Arteta probably will tell you he had the striker, but we don't have a striker per se. Do we have the left wing that we need? Nope.
The reality is, Gary, is that
Do
if
we
you
have?
buy a player, if you make a show of buying a player for 100 million, which you did,
Yeah.
regardless of opinion, you did,
Yep.
and other clubs are going to sit there and go, well, you ain't getting my player for fair market value because I know you can spend 100 million on a footballer.
Yeah, it was a bad long-term move. Like if you can afford to pay 100 mil, then you can afford to play another player probably 80 mil, 70 mil, 50 mil, depending
Exactly.
on. So you've set like now you set yourself up for, why do we need to pay extra? Well, you've already said that you're willing to go spend over. Like we weren't 100 mil player away from winning the league. We were more players away in terms of it wasn't like he didn't put us over the top, Rice. And then the fact that he can't even secure his own position on the pitch says a lot about whether or not he was the right pick. We have other players we have a player that's on his way out that's a better 6 than he is. He's not an 8.
That's not why Arteta brought him in. He didn't bring him in as a 6.
He can't play 8 for us.
You may not like it, but that's why he brought him in.
But he can't play 8 for us either. So what is he? And when he's at his best, right? You can tell me this after. Let me have my say.
Go ahead.
When he's playing at his best, where is he playing on the pitch? Where location on the pitch is he playing, right? And how does that help the team? For me, he's more defensive than he is offensive at this point. He will not make a pass to break a line, so he can't really play that 8 the way we want. All right, he's not scoring goals for us, so he's not going to. He's not going to score that many goals for us, right? He's not that attacking mid, right? That we want in that 8, right? He's not that 8 that's going to give us 10 goals a season, all right? That's not what he does either, because we see him struggle. He seems to struggle to get himself, scoring. So for me, it's 100 mil, but he's 100 mil. You should be able to establish yourself on the pitch, and I don't think he has. I don't think he has.
Russell said, forgive me if I'm misreading it, but I believe the tone of it is very, let's not improve our squad for 5 to 7 years by not spending 100 million on Declan Rice. I'm not saying spending 100 million on Declan Rice is a mistake, but it is the answer to why, when you wonder why you're not buying players in January, because players are quoting money that they assume you have. By the nature, you made a big show of we spent 100 million on Declan Rice and then paraded him around. Because then, when you can then get, what's his name, Trossard, for, in my opinion, Trossard was a good deal when you made it. Obviously, you got him underpriced based on the fact that basically Brighton thought he was a bad fit for their dressing room. Rightly or wrongly, that's why you got him for as low as you did. But that's not going to come around very often in the transfer market, because clubs are then going to see, well, why am I going to sell my player for 9 million to Arsenal when I know that I can probably push them up to 29 because they're in the Champions League for a start, and we'll know they'll pay it. But obviously there are probably quotations made that you weren't willing to pay in January. I'm not part of the inner circles, I don't know that. But I'm not saying at any stage that buying Declan Rice for 100 million was a mistake, because he's a good footballer and he will and has improved your team. But it is a long-term effect on future transfers. When you're wondering why you haven't got anyone in January and you're sitting there on Gary's stream when he does his transfer streams with
I don't
with
do
his
transfer
friends from the other
streams.
channels.
I
But when you then go on other people's transfer streams.
I personally feel the 20 mil extra that they would have had to pay for for Watkins was worth it. It was worth it. So for me, we talk about taking risks and being.
You were ever going to get Ollie Watkins.
We talk about being no. Supposedly that was one of the reasons why it didn't happen, right? So if that is true, right, 20 mil to maybe compete in cup matches that you needed a player for, that would have helped you get over the edge and possibly maybe go deeper in the FA Cup, right? Maybe win a game against Newcastle this season that maybe gets you into the finals, right? So I think
no one's buying Ollie Watkins in January for a start. He is not a player you prize away from a Champions League club in January.
Like I said, supposedly that was the difference, right?
Oh no, I understand why you brought him up, and I'm not saying that's wrong. But
so if that's a lie, it's a lie. I'm just, but I can only go by what I believe it is
a lie. I believe you actually inquired about him and then got told no.
Yeah.
Whether that's what actually happened.
Well, that's the thing. You say no, and I hear there was money talked about. So either way, either one of us is wrong. But if you go by the answer no, and I go by the answer yes, but you got to pay this much, right? We both are,
But surely you would have paid it.
I think we didn't want to pay it. That's the problem I have with that. We didn't want to pay the extra money.
But then,
what's Duran left? That was it. But
we're talking that happened towards the middle and late part of January. I'm talking about you going in there and you putting that money down. Like, we needed a player to come in to start January, not late not when we heard all this information.
They're not going to sell. They're not going to leave themselves with Morgan Rogers up front.
Yeah. No, but they have Asensio right now who seems to be doing it. Like, they will start him over Watkins in certain games, right? So they went out there and they did some recruiting, which is what Arsenal needs to be doing. Like, people said, why didn't Arsenal get Asensio? We could have used him, right? There's other
in a move that will surprise literally no one. I don't like Aston Villa. The fan of Villa do well.
But you don't like anybody, so what is that?
I don't like anybody.
What difference?
But
does that matter?
Especially them doing well makes me sick, because they shouldn't even be in the Premier League, let alone the Champions League, because they should have been relegated when the goal line technology failed. And it goes deeper than that, because Villa ain't supposed to let Sheffield United score, even though the ball crossed the line, and referees, it's like, but Villa expected us to let them score when we scored when their player was down.
Mm-hmm.
So why does fair play only apply to Aston Villa but not anyone else? Their club are a bunch of CUNTs.
Yeah.
Well,
apologies for my language. They are. They're a bunch of shit cunts.
That's fine. You call them whatever you want to call them. But all I'm going to say, when it comes to Declan Rice, He's second on your team in progressive passes.
You know what? You bring up all these silly little stats. Well, I don't care about one stat. I'm talking about
facts over feelings.
He needs to dominate games. I'm talking about him the entire thing. I don't
Stats
get
over
that.
feelings was that sentence.
It's facts over feelings.
I need to see him
facts over
dominating
feelings.
games.
No,
Yeah,
fair enough.
One
you
stat,
said earlier
that's
he
like
can't break down
saying
a line.
stats over feelings.
Erdegaard is one of the better creators in the league. It's not helping us right now.
You said, yeah, because we have no one to put the ball in the net, Gary.
And that's why at some point I tell you he's going to have to do it himself. And you tell me,
he did it against United. He did it in the Champions League.
He did it in the Champions League. Is that you're gonna? So he's all right. We're all good now. Is that what
I never said we're all good, but this whole.
Well, I'm saying you said you give me like 2 games out of the whole season. I'm talking about
Gary,
like he needs to dominate games.
My opinion on this? Hold on. You said that Declan Rice can't put a pass that breaks down the midfield. He's second on your team in passes over 10 yards.
Have you seen? I've
watched it. He's not as bad as everybody makes him out to be.
Or do you miss? What about the ones where we need to break the line and he won't even take it? Like he looks good when he passes forward, right?
You think Partey's better than him?
But he doesn't make those passes.
Do you think
Partey's better at breaking?
Partey has 2 less passes than he does.
Partey makes better line breaking passes than he does, for sure.
Well, he doesn't have more than he does.
You know what? The problem is you're looking at stats where he's safe, right? Rice is safe. Rice is safe. Partey actually takes chances, and when you look at those chances, that's when the stats come down.
But the stats are over 10 yards. Safe passes aren't 10-yard passes.
And are they in attacking position?
That's exactly what
just
stat
safe
says.
passes?
Hold on, here's the breakdown of the stat, just so we can be. It is completed passes that move the ball towards the opponent's goal line at least 10 yards from its furthest point in the last 6 passes, or any completed pass in the penalty area, excludes passes from the defending 40% of the pitch.
Like I said, I tell you what I see, and you can give me a stat all you want. I
I
just don't feel like he's helping us in our attack. You're telling me the stats say otherwise, and I'm saying I'm looking at the game and I don't see it.
He's second on the team in assists too, by the way.
Yeah, I don't see it enough. So maybe it's the team. Maybe it's the attackers. All right.
He has worse stats than last year, but he's second on the team in assists.
Yeah. Do I need to get my pillow again, Ross? They're talking about progressive passes.
I'm not trying to talk about any stats. I'm just talking about what I see.
No, you're talking about feelings over this. I'm talking about
feelings. I'm talking about how a player looks on the pitch and how they dominate the game. You can see it, right? You're going to give me some stats about something that don't help us, right? Because we're seeing it, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't agree with it. I don't.
We're not going to agree on it. I just don't think he's the 8 that's going to give us what we need. So. You think he's the 8 that is, and I don't think he is.
I think he's fine. I think we need to score. We need to score goals. We need to stop drawing games. I think he's fine. I don't know. I think it's just a slight overreaction.
I think it's what it is, and nothing's changed. So I don't know.
I've already forgot what we're talking about.
No, you don't have to, because you don't. Once you don't care. It just goes out the one ear and out the other. So I don't. Whenever you bring that crap up, I just ignore you because whatever. We've been doing this too long for me to even make. I don't care what you say. What are we talking about? Because I know, you know what? If you're not involved, you don't care.
But let me preface this. All right, so
that's very fair.
I think he should be our 6.
No, 1 minute when I say he should be our 6, you're like, no, he's doing all right, and I'm like, no, he is a 6 for us the way we want to play.
I brought up what I brought because you said he doesn't make passes over 10 yards, and it should.
Brighton
deflecting. Look at this, Tom. Deflecting.
Sorry for that interruption.
No, you deflected. It's okay.
There's a game going on. I'm going to call out goals. You know.
No, that's fine, and that's the point of this, and I get it. No, but
Wolves have scored at Southampton. Sorry, Spencer.
No, it's okay. No. So my whole this is great. My whole position is the fact that the comment was that he doesn't make passes to break the lines down, and he clearly does.
Yeah.
The argument about whether he should be a 6 or 8 is a different discussion. But he is the second. He has the most assists on the team behind, I believe, Saka. Yeah. So he's productive. Your whole midfield has been down this year, if you're honest. If you look at Odegaard, Rice, and Partey as a whole, they just haven't been good enough this year.
But for me, Partey's been better in most of the games that he's
Partey's
played
been
at
healthy.
6. He's played better as a 6 this season than he has in past seasons,
We
and
had
he's the
Moreno.
better 6. He's the better 6 on this team.
Mm.
All right, you take Partey out and you put him somewhere else. The
Then they
6
need to
don't look
resign
the
him.
same.
Then why haven't they resigned him?
One, it could be age. 2, could be, you know what, he don't want to resign, right? There's a lot of reasons why he has not. They have decided not to go down that route. I like I said, if Rice is your future, you re-sign Partey, so now you have the depth. Zubamendi coming in as a 6, what that changes the dynamic all around. So what are you doing? A double pivot? No, right?
Nice.
Are you sitting Rice? Probably not. Is
double
he
pivot would be
the
the way to
8
go.
that's going to help with a Zubamendi in it? I don't know. I don't think so.
We should do a double pivot, 100%. Do a
Yeah,
double
a double pivot when the problem is we can't even get our attack going as it is now.
No,
So
but
we're
then
going to
you
make it
just change
even
your
less of a
No, because then your fullbacks will
Burnley are 2-0 up.
So now fullback.
Yeah, your fullbacks would just do overlap play,
Yeah.
as opposed to this inverted crap where your left back's looking like a kindergartner out there, like a bumblebee.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I just thought we've seen Arteta. Is he going to do that? I don't think so. Anything outside of this standard 3-3-4, we're not seeing it. 4-3-3. Sorry, we're not seeing him change his ways at all. Even no matter what the player, the squad says we should do. Right? See, they're going to be ahead of us soon. Maybe, but I mean, they're still they're still they're 7 points behind us, so we have to struggle a lot for them to catch us, right?
Well, nobody's winning this league but Liverpool.
No. He was talking about
Well, I
whether
know.
City will pass Arsenal, and I'm saying that's not like going to be an easy. Like we have to really collapse. Are we there yet? I don't know.
No.
I don't know if Martinelli does get healthy, if Saka is able to give us some minutes, right? Maybe
Only Everton draws more than we do.
Yeah.
We're draw central, baby. 10 draws this year.
Yeah, and a lot of those were with Leeds. I mean, that's been my problem, and that's been like the way that we play football more than the fact that we haven't been playing. We don't have the attackers. We've been scoring 2 goals and still drawing, and it's like, well, because we're not trying to get that 3rd goal. We're just sitting back and then letting the other team get back into the game. That for me is the way that we play football than it is.
Well, when you go
we
up
don't have the
and you get a
attackers.
red card, that's always not.
No. I'm talking about when we have a 2-1 lead. There's barely been many games where we've had a 2-1 lead and we have an opportunity to get that 3rd goal and we don't go get it and we get a red card. That doesn't happen. That's not happened. That actually has not happened. You can look at all our games. We have not been in that situation. We've had 11 players on the pitch most of the time. Yeah. And it looks like, as
Brighton
you said,
game, you were up 1 man and then you went down.
Yeah.
City game, you were up, 2-1?
I said 2-1, right? Well, no, we weren't up 2-1 in that match, right?
In City,
we didn't get, and once again, my whole thing has been that we don't get that 2-goal lead to give us that little bandwidth. That's been our problem. We score, and then we never get that 2nd goal to give us that 2-goal buffer, right?
I'm telling you, the left wing position that's huge right now.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I don't think we have the answers right now for that. So yeah,
I still think we need another striker. I still think Saka.
I think we need a legit striker. I don't think Havertz is a striker. So for me,
I think you can roll with both a legit guy and him.
Yeah, no. I'm saying I would rather have a legit striker, and then we'll see what.
I mean, left wing and striker are the 2 biggest needs on the team in the summer.
Chris Nick's in the house. Welcome to the show.
How are you gonna if Zubamendi is the guy allegedly? I think it's just a rumor. I know all these people. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it's crazy because I don't. Like I said, if Rice for me is our 6, so if he is our 6, he plays 6. If you need some depth, that's where maybe you try to get Partey on an extra year or a 1+1 or something like that.
Could happen.
Right?
I think you should try to extend Partey 1 more year. If you can't get Zubamendi, extend Partey. But if you can get,
Zubamendi, then now you've got Arteta has a bigger headache, and he don't like headaches.
He'll be all right. Just take some goodies. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, I left wing and attacker that's. It's not even a question because all this stuff it comes down to not being able to score more than one goal. I mean, it's not ideal losing Odegaard. It's not ideal losing Saka. I mean, losing Saka probably killed everybody because it's the equivalent if like Liverpool lost Salah or City lost Haaland right now. You take your best player out, and it's gonna stall. It's just
we've lost like a lot of we let go, like some people say we let go Milsrif Road just when he got healthy. I don't think Eddie Nketiah was gonna help us as much, but we let him go. We lost our depth, right? People say it's not that we needed a Vieira and we needed a Nelson. It's just that you didn't have the depth now. So now you're playing, you're playing the short game there.
Yeah,
so now,
I mean, your
so
mistake was letting Smith Rowe go. That was your mistake.
So like he finally gets healthy. He's finally healthy enough to what looks like he produce. Yeah. And he could play this. He could play the same minutes for us. That's the thing. He went to Fulham, and he don't play that many minutes where he couldn't have played those minutes for us. He would probably he might get more starts for us because we need it. But especially this season, we could have used it.
I mean, look, you take Meslier out of goal, and Leeds stop winning. It's just the reality.
Leeds stop winning. You take out probably a goalkeeper they would be happy to see the back of.
It still didn't wake Tom up.
Yeah,
that's a 4 out of 10 attempt. Trolling me into life. 4 out of 10.
We're losing Jorginho and Partey, and I'm not enamored with Moreno being first choice next. What is Moreno? What is he? What is he, Spencer?
I guess maybe a backup 8.
It's a loser.
I mean, I think you could probably play him at 6 or 8.
You think he could play at 6?
Mm-hmm.
I think now you've been drinking on too much Kool-Aid.
Well, no, I think he can play 6. No, if you think about it like this, right?
He cannot play 6. He'll get turned so easy. We've seen Partey on his bad day. That's Moreno right now.
He's not first choice on anything right now, but you could play him as a 6. You can play him as an 8. Mm-hmm. I guess you can play him as a backup 9 if you're playing a championship team. Because I'm like Calafiori thinking about this because Skelly, right? Skelly's probably going to move to the midfield. That's the one I want to see. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean, Inweri and Skelly are playing out of position right now. Some people think he should play behind Saka. I don't think that's his. I think now you're just moving out of position just because now you have the depth, and I think you're taking a player who legitimately can play as an attacking mid, and then moving him out wide just because you can play him there. And I think that's you play the players at their strengths. And when you do, like if you kept Skelly as a left back, once again, it's not at his strength because I believe he's a much better midfielder than he is a left back. It just happens our left backs suck, right? And that's why he stands out because he's a good footballer. Like Saka right now can play more positions on the pitch when he's healthy and look better than everybody else, and that's because he's a footballer, right? But we need to have players that I'll never think I'd rather go with Saka over that player. You know what I mean? That's where we need to be at some point, right? And we're not there yet. I still feel like Saka can play a lot of positions because we don't have the answers there. It looks like we got somebody joining us. Let's see.
I mean, I like Calafiori on the ball.
Yeah,
I think he's really good on the ball.
But he's a center back, right?
Skelly, well, that's what you need to start thinking about him as more of a center back. But if you're really talking about this, it's Timber and White. Yeah. Those are your 2 fullbacks.
So we've got somebody joining us. Let's have them everybody say a big hello to the man from, where is he at again? Norway. He's from Norway. It's Sam G. That's what it says there, Sam G. I don't know. Is G bomb? Does that work for Sam G? Or is that only or S bomb? I don't even know how that is. Is Sam an S bomb?
G bomb. Any bomb, I suppose, is good in that.
Oh, is that a bomb?
S-bomb.
Remember that, Sam, remember that? Is that a bomb?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh my god. Going back a long while there.
Oh my god.
Is that a bomb? Oh yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah.
You hear us talking, our Arsenal talking and boring.
I had you on in the background a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm cool.
Yeah.
what you guys were talking about.
What was your most exciting part, Sam, of the road trip during your absence?
Exciting, I think, is a bit of an exaggeration. I think it's the same stuff we've been hearing, the last few weeks. Yeah, I think we all know we need to make some big signings in the summer if we want to push on.
So are you agreeing that Arsenal fans should all gang up and crack Gary's head open and then feast on the creamy goo inside?
Why do I get that visceral? Why all that violence towards me?
The creamy goo. I just immediately had a thought of like a Cadbury's cream egg. There was a good creamy goo inside. But no.
Yes, I would, Ken.
The fans are a bit all over the place at the moment, aren't they? I think there's some people who want Arteta out. There's some people who still want to give him another chance. Yeah. We've got the Champions League now against Real Madrid. That at least gives us a big tie against them. We'll see how that goes. That's the biggest test we're going to have for a long time. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Yes. So what's going on, folks?
I'd like to congratulate Erling Haaland on reaching 100 Premier League goal involvements in. He's done it in 94 matches, which would actually surpass Alan Shearer, who was the previous best, with 100 goal involvements in his 100th appearance in 1995. Therefore, Haaland better than Shearer.
Yeah, he's got a better. Like you're saying, he's got a better goal involvement ratio, hasn't he?
He's literally factually done it quicker by how many games? 6 matches. 6 matches.
So does that stat mean he's better than Shearer, Sam?
Pardon? What did you say, Gary?
Does those stats mean he's better than Shearer?
Well, so far, he's still got a long way to go to actually be better than Shearer, but so far it looks like he's outperforming Shearer. But he's got to keep it up. That's the thing. He hasn't really done much for a while, has he?
Yeah.
So Shearer was an absolute monster. I mean, that guy scored goals for fun, didn't he? For like how many years was he around?
Shearer was played in an expensively assembled Blackburn team, to be fair. So
you're making it sound like Haaland is playing for the lowly City team that is just skimming by, bringing in players and not paying quality salaries and bringing in quality players.
That's
what you just said.
No.
Why would you bring it up against City, who probably spends the most money than anybody else in football today, outside of Real Madrid?
It came up on my phone as a thing that Haaland had achieved the 100 goal involvement.
I'm talking about your comments about Blackburn and how much money. They
were the original Manchester City.
No, I get it, but so that means that as far as the team makeup is concerned, they're like at the same level, right? The team levels are the same.
No, Russ Morgan said Ireland's planning a better team, but I don't necessarily agree because Blackburn were in the early to mid 90s. They were assembled with the kind of money that is sort of a modern day equivalent of what Manchester City did. That's all I said.
He was only at Blackburn for a few years, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, because then Newcastle then broke the world transfer record to bring him in.
Yeah, and then they didn't really have a great team for a long while, really. He was by far their best player.
Well, they arguably should have won it while he was there in terms of... Because I think he had a couple of second-place finishes with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was... Wasn't he there for when Keegan was there? I can't remember now.
Blackburn. He was at Blackburn in I believe they bought him when the Premier League first came into existence. They bought him in that summer, so then they had him for 92, 93, 93, 94, 94, 95, which they won it, and then I do believe he stayed for Blackburn for 95, 96 to when Euro 96 happened. So he had 4 years at Blackburn, scored loads of goals. To be fair to him, they beat. He also played in the Champions League team with Blackburn, where in Moscow, where David Batty then ended up having a fight with Graham Lasso. If
Yeah.
everyone's ever seen that embarrassing
Yeah, I
encounter,
remember
which
that.
David Batty battered him, just to be fair, because the Leeds in him took over, obviously. And then he scored a few goals. The thing is, he scored loads of goals for Blackburn while not scoring for England. Because I
Yeah,
think
he
he
never
went
really had
2
that
years without
prolific.
scoring.
He never really had that prolific goal scoring record for England, did he? No. But I think
Yeah.
did he go? And what I'm trying to remember, did he go to Newcastle? Was it the year? No, it was this. It was the year before Kevin Keegan came in, wasn't it? Or the same year that Kevin Keegan came in? I can't remember.
No, Kevin Keegan came into Newcastle because, specifically, if I remember rightly, because no, Keegan was their manager in 90. He was their manager in the Championship, and then Keegan left, I think, in like 1997 or 8, something like that. But I think Keegan did bring him in.
Because he had that Newcastle had that season where they basically bottled it. They were leading for
Yeah.
a long time, and they bottled it to Manchester United, coming second.
They bought him that summer, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, so was it the summer after that season or before?
Yeah, because 95-96, Newcastle had a 12-point lead and then didn't win it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so it was after that when they bottled it that they bought Shearer. Basically, that's what I thought.
They bought Shearer when they probably should have bought a defender, but you know, I'm no Premier League 1995 tactical expert, obviously, but
no, but I just remember Shearer was, like you said, he broke the world transfer record at the time, and he went to Newcastle, but they never really built a great team around him, did they?
Nope, because he was meant to complement the great team they supposedly had.
Well, it was a pretty good team, the one that Keegan had, that they pushed United basically for most of that season. But then after that, and when Keegan left, I think that's when it sort of all like fell apart really for them in terms of their team building.
Cool. Quick score update here. Everton, West Ham still snooze fest 0-0.
Man City have scored. Marmouche.
Ipswich. Let me give the scores, sir. Ipswich held Forest for as long as they could. Gave about 2 goals in the last 5-10 minutes. It's a 2-0 lead for Forest at Ipswich. City just scores their second goal of the game. They're up 2-1, home to Brighton. Wolves have scored 1-0 at Southampton. Later on today, you got Bournemouth and Brentford. In the Championship, Burnley has a 2-goal lead at Swansea. Leeds at 2 points ahead. I think it's 2.
Let me tell you about Swansea City and why I don't like them. Although I may have sat here at the beginning of the show and said that I respect Swansea, there's good people live there, none of them are fucking on this pitch, because they currently have an expected goals of 0.03 after having, apparently, 0 shots on target, 0 shots off target, and 1 block shot. Go fuck yourself, Swansea City, because you scored 3 goals against Leeds. Try hard against Leeds.
Well,
we scored 4. We scored 4 though, so that's not the point. Not the point.
I saw the Marmouche goal. It was pretty good because I got the City game on. It's the free game this weekend.
It's the free game of the week.
Yeah, it's the free game of the week. It's Manchester City Brighton. I just saw the Marmouche goal. Yeah.
Yeah, they just left him alone at the 18 and basically said, "All right."
He's a good finisher, Marmouche.
Yeah.
He's a good finisher.
Yeah. I was just gonna say this because I was looking at Spencer. He looks like, you ever see the firefighters with their suspenders? That's what he looks like. He's just like a firefighter on the day off. You know how you go by the firehouse and they're out there they're spraying it down. They got the suspenders on. That's what he looks like. He should be out there hosing down the engine and stuff, getting prepared for the week.
Yeah, get that engine washed, Spencer.
Why do you think I left for 10 minutes?
Because you had to stir the chili, right?
Someone has to.
What level of fire alarm is the chili?
It's a 3-alarm fire, as they say.
Chili con carne.
Oh man. Yeah.
As Ned Flanders would always say, when Homer tried his chili, Flanders, your chili sucks. To which he was like, "Oh my god, I admit it. It's a 2-alarm at best."
Yeah. Chili for the people who like their stomachs to be churning for the rest of the evening.
There you go.
So quite clearly, Ipswich Town have no respect for the audience because Nottingham Forest have got a third goal apparently.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time. Ilanga
Ipswich
with
were
his
rubbish.
with the
They're a
last
rubbish
two
team.
goals. So yeah.
Yeah, they'll win the championship next year.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that, Tom. I really wouldn't say that.
I think
I
it's
really
gonna be. I think it's gonna be a
watch-
mental. I think it's gonna be a mental drain. There's one thing to just barely, to fight for staying up in the league, and there's another one when you've basically just been laying down. It seems, right? Like you're gonna take that. How do you take that into the next season? I don't know.
Look at
They're the
Luton.
better of the three.
They went straight down, and they're probably going to go down to League One.
Mm.
I mean, Ipswich are arguably the best of the three this season. But at the same point, Junior Firpo is a hero. I'm just going to point out.
Oh, here we
quite
go. We got
casually.
the Firpo. We got the Firpo.
Firpo scored.
Had to get Firpo
But
in.
officially, it's an own goal. But Firpo was the one giving like the I've saved the season kind of thing. Because obviously we went 2-0 down. We had a solid opening 10 minutes. I thought, this is actually not like what I thought might happen. Because obviously I had nightmares over last year losing 4-0 at QPR on Friday night. Lost 4-0 down, and I'm just sitting there and like, this is quite solid. This isn't going to shit. And then it went to shit for a bit.
Brighton missed a huge chance with what's his name, João Pedro, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He
Well,
missed-
you got to take those chances when you're playing City,
Yeah.
man. You don't get too often. At some point you don't take it, and then they go back down and punish you for it. So
Yeah.
Do you know what his mum calls him?
who's that?
João Pedro. Do you know what his mum calls him?
What?
João.
João.
That is the dumbest thing
Come
ever.
in, João. Time to come in now. It's dinner time, João.
That what?
João doing João things.
Yeah, Van Heckel is down, so I don't know that. I think that's one of their defenders. So Brighton might be in even more trouble.
It's a bit like what Batman said to Robin before he got in the car.
Get in the car, Robin.
Robin, get in the car.
Yeah.
All aboard the
It's very
Furpo
direct.
Express. Yes,
Very direct.
Mr. Tom can't probably talk. When's the last time you talked about Leeds and you haven't brought Furpo's name up?
Probably
It doesn't happen often.
2002.
2002 when he wasn't part of the team, or he's out injured or something.
I meant to say 2020, but fuck it up.
2002. He came to Leeds like 22 years ago, basically.
And all those dirty, racist Leeds fans were like, I don't want to like to implant for my club, but it's not true. It's not true. We took to Firpo immediately. And by immediately, I mean I did, and all the other Leeds fans that know less about football than me were like, Firpo's a shit defender in the Premier League. Like, we bought him as a defender. I thought he was a left striker.
There's a VAR check going on in the Everton West Ham match. Let's see what's happening.
That's the Moyes derby, isn't it? Everyone's saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's is it a
I
foul?
was deciding whether they should end the game and go on because it's the Moyes derby
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, when Firpo did score, when Firpo bullied their defender into scoring an own goal, which he obviously did because he's Firpo, and he was like, I'll stick my
coming
moustache
together.
up you. Anyway, he's from the Dominican Republic, of course, Russ, where I
Oh, we
believe
didn't know that.
may or
We
may
didn't know
not
that.
have
We didn't know that,
requested.
Tom. We didn't know he was from the Dominican Republic. Please.
Well, no, Russ wanted us to say it, so he could say he'd been there on holiday once.
Yeah. Russ went there and he checked all the booty out, the big booty in the Dominican Republic. We know what he was doing.
He went there and tried having a conversation with Senior Firpo's wife.
Definitely tried that. He was doing some scouting for his dogging sessions.
Yeah. And when he scored, I thought, if we can get a goal early in the second half, we'll win this. And then we did get a goal early in the second half, but we didn't win it. To credit the commentator on Sky, I don't know who it was, so I can't actually look him up by name to get things for the segment tomorrow, I suppose. But I thought he did a remarkable job of commentating on the game because he basically he did it purely on vibes in that second half. He was like, "This is amazing. This is an amazing game of football. Both teams are going for it. It's great." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. But I want one of the teams to actually be successful at going for it." But he did turn around and he said the thing that a lot of Leeds fans will always say about the football league, like as we were saying earlier about other teams playing for us. And he went, "Yeah, of course they're playing up for Leeds today. They've lost their last 4 games and they're not losing today. Of course they're playing up for Leeds United." He just said it, and I was like, I have no complaint to make.
Did I hear, Tom? Did I? Maybe I heard incorrectly a bit earlier on because I only had it on in the background. But did I hear? Did I hear you earlier talk about that you think that there's some kind of? I mean, like you alluded to that. There's
Leeds fans think there's a conspiracy to put Leeds earlier on in the day
to keep you in the Championship.
Yeah, I'm acknowledging that people think it. I don't think that at all.
Right.
But I'm saying there are people that do think that.
Wow. And do those people, when they attend or watch Leeds games, are they on a leave from a mental institution?
Yes, probably.
Yes.
They have to have been to support Leeds in the first place.
You've got a point. I mean, here's another thing.
The other team have to play as well.
No. Listen, right? The mental institution thing. I mean, it's uncanny, Tom, because what do patients normally like have to wear in a mental institution? Have to wear white, just like Leeds.
Yeah.
There's an uncanny connection there.
It's almost like it's a kit, the uniform.
Yeah. But they've got a uniform, and so do Leeds.
What annoys me about it, and this is probably irrational or not, it's like, but why do Leeds have to play in midday? If you're going to put Leeds on television because of viewing figures, why can't you put us on at 3 o'clock on a Sunday or whenever it is? Like they have done sometimes. Like, why do we have to travel to Portsmouth at 12 o'clock on a Sunday? It's more about fans doing the travelling.
Well, you know what they're going to say, right? If because if they didn't do that, then you just know all the other fans in the other teams or whatever, or whoever, they're going to start saying, "Oh, well, Leeds don't get to travel, on long away games when the kickoff is early or whatever." That's what they're going to say. So Leeds get an advantage.
Oh look, Gary's playing up the comedy because it's something that's the opposite to what I usually do.
I'm just following suit to my panel mates when they find things like what I don't care. I'm not gonna.
Gary's talking again. Sorry, Gary's talking again. Sorry, everyone. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, everybody. Let's have some fun now. Mr. Tom is asleep.
And it's a Leeds pillow.
Finally,
that's a Leeds pillow.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, this is even better. Oh yes.
That was a reserve for the dog.
For the dog.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Sorry, Tom. I just had to. It was perfect comedic timing.
Tom doesn't want to show you his other pillow he's got where he's painted eyeballs on it and he has a little slit down at the bottom.
Oh wow. I didn't think we were going to talk about that live on TV, Sam. I mean, some things supposed to keep private.
Is that how Warwick Davis does it?
That's how Warwick Davis does it.
Sounds like
Of course, we can go back to talking about inverted fullbacks.
I don't even know what you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense to me. What is that?
Much better with an inverted sex pillow.
Oh, see, this is where we go. This is where we go on the road trip. You can have your pillows or you can have your fullbacks, but no matter what, they're inverted.
Inverted. That's the way we rock around here.
Actually, should have used this when we started talking about the commentary in the Leeds game again.
I need some audio with that. I don't know what the audio should be, but
I was going to do it when you were talking about inverted fullbacks. I was going to try and put my head on it and basically have me as Gary going. But I don't possess the Photoshop skills to actually do it to video, unfortunately.
Cool.
But speaking of Photoshop skills, Rosie, I hear you've completed your judo black belt in judo.
Is that right? Congratulations, right? That's a big deal, dude. Yeah.
It is a big deal, dude. And basically, speaking of judo, oh Gary, I see you know your judo well. I don't know why I did the racist accent.
I know.
don't
Yeah,
why,
that was
but-
well. You know what? We've already established that on Money Has Show now.
Because the man actually does the voices in Australian.
No. You can't help yourself, Mr. Tom. You can't help
I was about
yourself.
to do it again now. I was going to actually do the race. He's like, he's actually really posh. He's like, oh, well. What the fuck?
see
Not
that-
do it again.
I see that you know your judo well.
Oh, Mr. Tom. Yes, we know where you stand with the R word. You stand right behind it. You pump it up. You do one of these things with it. Yes.
Oh,
In fact, Gary, when he hears me doing the accent of a Australian man who is apparently also Asian, despite clearly being white.
That's because of the judo. Because of judo, I think you just had to subconsciously give an Asian accent. That's just.
Because everyone knows you can only do judo if you're Asian or Rosie.
Oh.
Well, that's Rosie's new special role on the World Slag Association
Yeah,
board.
you step to Rosie, you get put down.
She's
Bang.
the head chef and the judo master.
She's
take
the
you down.
Judo
head of security,
master.
security and culinary treats.
More
There you go.
important than anything, Rosie, where is this video you claim is being made of the? Is it trip or the road trip? She has alluded to it.
What is that?
So-
Oh, no, that sounds scary to me. What is that?
She's
What?
alluded to its existence, and I'm looking forward to it.
It sounds scary. What did we do?
Very scary.
Something very odd.
Because that could be anything, and that scares me.
That's true. It could be anything.
Rosie Protection Agency, the RPA.
Rosie Protection Agency, the RPA is coming to your town. You need some protection. RPA.
The RPA,
RPA.
nearly like the RSPCA.
Oh boy! All right, now yeah. I don't
I
even know.
can confirm. It's just me and all the Chinas. That's the Chinas. The Chinas.
All the Chinese-
Oh my gosh!
The Chinas.
all the
What in the
Chinese-
world? What?
all the Chinese.
That's no. That is that. You know what? The management will be talking to me soon. Oh crap!
I think one of them scored against Leeds today and then got sent off.
Oh damn it! Stop it!
Let me
China.
check his name. Do excuse me. Goal scored by what's his name? Koki Saito.
Saito.
Yeah,
His
Mr.
challenge
Tom
on
loves
Daniel
that.
James in 90th minute was disgusting, by the way. It was disgusting. He should be sent back to China.
It's the grammar for me. That's what it is.
All the Chinas.
All the-
Weirdos.
Yeah.
So, question for you. I mean, and it wasn't like I know it wasn't. I mean, it was studs on the calf there, but it didn't really hurt him, right? But it's just
No, he got back up. But I think the point, the thing that actually makes it disgusting is just because the fact that Daniel James is really fast and can actually, he was basically, the real reason it's a booking for a start is because he's pulled him down because he knows Daniel James is really fast and he's basically on for a goal scoring opportunity. Even on the halfway line, it's a goal scoring opportunity because it's Daniel James. Because if it's Junior Firpo, probably not. But it's Daniel James. He's got one speed and that's motor. And he's going to motor down. But then, because he does the studs in challenge on his calf, because it's Daniel James, is why he's further out, so he's not actually properly connecting it. So if it was a slower player, he would have basically studied him in the back of the leg, which is why it's a straight red.
Yep.
In my opinion, and probably the referees as well. But more importantly, if you do that, you're gonna get got. So basically, he's going on the list, and I think Firpo is gonna make sure he's unalive.
Cool. So wait, when do you guys turn your clocks forward, Mr. Tom?
30th of March, I believe.
Still got 2 weeks. All right. So you got 2 weeks. The show will be on an hour early, even if Guy mess up the reminder.
You went on early today, didn't you, Gary?
No, I went on at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's what time I went on.
Yeah.
We had this.
So I went on time.
Basically, we're on Gary's time because the show's in America.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. If we're on Gary's time because the show's in America, I'm still turning up at 3 p.m. in the UK. So Gary's ultimately just going to be sitting there talking to himself with his thumb up his arse for an hour.
I got the alert an hour early, and I'm like, yeah, Gary hasn't fucking changed it again.
Yeah.
No. You guys need to change your times. What's up with that?
We will. On
We
the
just
30th
not
of March.
change any time and just, I don't know.
I like the idea of not changing the time. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm not farming. Anybody here farming?
Naps. I can play Farm Simulator. That's about it.
Farm Simulator? Do you have it at the house?
I bought it. Yeah. I played it.
You bought it
Speaking
at the
of
house?
gaming,
Yeah.
I actually made a great decision today, Spencer, because obviously I decided I'm going to upload WWE 2K25 onto the PlayStation 5.
There
And
you
I
go.
thought, am I going to do the thing which usually happens where it takes me ages to download it because of computers and in there? It's like, no, I'm actually going to start it at 11 a.m. when I woke up. And then basically, I knew it would be done by the time the Leeds game finished, which is true. So it's actually updated. It's downloaded all the updates and whatever, so it's ready to go.
So
Awesome.
what's the first match Tom is doing? Or is Tom doing a creator wrestler? What are we doing here?
I know what he's doing.
I usually do create myself on the game.
I know
usually.
what Tom's first wrestler. I know 100% who your
Liv
first
Morgan.
wrestler is.
No.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Let me
gonna
guess.
be-
Let me guess what Sam thinks is. Are you about to say Omos?
Nope.
Is
Obafemi.
it Roman Reigns?
Nope.
Obafemi.
Nope.
Is it Obafemi, the African Murder King?
Is he in the game?
I think he's in the game.
Oh, I would definitely play him first if it was me. But no, for
Let's
you,
find out if
no,
he's in the game.
definitely, Tom. I'll tell you what your first wrestler is going to be. Your first wrestler is
Warwick
going to be
Davis.
Stephanie Vaquer, so you can do that human centipede move. That's the first thing you're going to do.
Yes, that's probably actually true now you've said it.
Yeah.
He hadn't thought of it until you said
Tom's
it.
going to be learning that button combination for the human centipede straight out of the fucking box. He's like, fucking hell, Stephanie, do it, you cunt. Yeah.
Obafemi is in the game though. Let me pull up the.
Is he an accurate?
Obafemi is in the
But
game.
actually, this is Mr.
Oh,
Tom's dream, though, Sam. This is Mr.
Cool.
Tom's dream.
Nia Jack. Oh, Jenny ate the block. If she sits in your face, you'll definitely feel it.
Is Stephanie Vaquer in the game though? Because she joined you have to join it. They have to have a cut-off point. So
Unfinished video to Sam. Why does Sam get the unfinished video?
Oh, here we go. She sent me something here. Let me have a look. Just turn the volume down.
hang on a minute.
Yeah, I don't understand. How does Sam get the video?
That creates quite an obvious question.
Hang on, I'm just gonna put it on mute so I can hear what it is.
What kind of what's this video you getting there, Mr. Sam?
I don't want to know.
But
I think it's probably PG.
You think it's probably PG?
Probably. I don't know. It could be. Not, but
I don't think she's in the game.
There's no women in the game, or just not that one?
no, they
there's
got women in
specific
there. It's
woman.
just- yeah. Excuse me.
I mean, she will be because if she's not in the game, someone created it at 1 minute past release. Like someone will put her in the game, but just
That's been my
the
biggest
real
with
important.
those games is they
Sorry,
never
sorry.
add wrestlers during the season. They just kind of like, here's the game. Oh, I don't care that Damian Priest's music's changed. You get what you get. That's the only
Yeah.
issue with it. They should be updates for at least 4 months, and then you can cut it off, I think. You know.
Well, they make you pay for them. There's loads of like packs, like
Oh, I know.
Pat McAfee and his mates. It's like, great, I'm not paying for that.
You wouldn't pay to beat up Pat McAfee?
I'd pay to beat up Pat McAfee, but I wouldn't pay to beat up his mates from his podcast, because I don't know his mates from his podcast. Well,
So what
actually,
they got in the game? Have they got like do they have like WrestleMania and the Elimination Chamber and stuff in there?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
It's
I
a
was
fairly good recreation of it all, to be fair.
I was interested in getting it. I just don't know if I want to pay full price for it. So I got other things I'm purchasing this month, like MLB The Show comes out.
MLB The Show is so good, isn't it?
It's
I remember playing one of the first ones that came out.
It's fun.
It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, the graphics are awesome. The gameplay is pretty damn realistic.
PS5 only this time too, so they should be able to. I don't know why we're still making stuff for PS4. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I know not everybody can afford a PS5.
I can answer that question quite simply because the PS5 is so hard to get in terms of like 5 years after release, and basically there's still shops that are like, we're out of PS5 sort of thing. It's like, yeah, so what people basically stick with their PS4 because if they're making games for it.
Is it still hard in demand though, the PS5?
I don't know the actual correct answer to that based on the fact that I managed to get one because I got it off Amazon.
So what's the top price for that PS5? Like I know people were spending over and beyond to get the thing because it was so limited.
That was back in the day. You can get it for a reasonable price now.
Yeah, I overpaid for mine.
I paid for it. Like a year ago. Let me go back and got my Amazon.
I paid $100 more for mine, but I bought it in Bahrain. So, but it came with like a controller, a game. I think I paid $700, maybe.
Did it come with a suicide vest?
It did not, unfortunately.
I knew Sam couldn't resist. He's like, I gotta find he's going through his Rolodex. What racist? What? I'm gonna make this uncomfortable. Come on, what is it? All right, here we go. This is a good one. Let's try this.
It was. I paid $100 more for it. I know when it was all said and done. It came with an extra controller. But like I know when I go to my local Walmart, like 50% of the time there's one or two there. So I guess I don't know if it's readily.
The anagram is Charlotte Flair. Sorry, Spencer. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It can't be though, can it? Oh yes, it can. Yeah, it can. Yeah.
It's Charlotte Flair.
800
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
That's
Isn't
close to $1,000, right? If
Gentlemen, I've got to head out shortly. I got to go sit with the I got to do some volunteer crap this afternoon. So.
All right, sir. Thanks for joining us. We are running over, but we're chilling out and chilling.
But I'll see you Monday, Gary.
Yep, we'll see you on
I'll
Monday.
be working next weekend, so I won't see you guys. But I'm sure I'll talk to Sam and Tom before then. So.
Cool.
Coolio.
Have a good day, sir.
But everybody take care now.
Thanks for
See you
joining.
later, buddy. Have a good one.
See you.
To answer the question, I paid $473 for a PS5.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd have no idea if I'd been ripped off. But the thing is, because video game shops are dying, what I would have actually ideally would have gone in one and basically got myself a deal, as in an extra controller and things like that, but didn't exist. I went in in Foot Locker, because apparently games were... No, Sports Direct, I'm telling you all wrong. They had game in there, and basically it was so terrible in there that basically I just walked out. So
Jesus.
Went straight onto Amazon. I was like, this is why video game shops die, because they barely had any staff, basically.
Yeah.
But then they'd tell me their staffs are coming. Sorry. I paid for the one with the disc drive.
Wolves just scored their second goal. They're up 2-0 on Southampton. Southampton definitely is laying down and enjoying the rest of their days in the Premier League. They are
useless, aren't they? They are so useless.
Yeah. PS5 is still 400 for digital version. What does that mean? 400 for digital version. What is that? Does that
That's
mean
without you can't. It comes without the disc drive, so you can't put a disc.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just completely because you get all the game. You can download all the games now anyway from the cloud.
But obviously, me
Does
being,
the disc drive
me
give you
being of a
anything
certain
better? Does
age-
it make it faster or something? Or
Nah.
not really?
Nope.
Okay.
No, just
No,
people.
it's-
Just some
it's
people. Brighton just scored, by the way. Brighton just scored 2-2.
Oh, here's comes. I
There's
guess I'm
that
going to see
new
it now.
that new defender they got. Again, he's fucked up again. That new Manchester City, that young Manchester City.
Oh,
defender.
Mahmoud, not Mahmoud, but
The one
whatever.
who fucked
Yeah, I know
up.
the one.
Oh, own goal.
Kavalashvili or whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
Oh
yeah.
my god! You
But
can
he's-
see. You know, he's got that face every time he does something wrong. You can see it. He's got that face every time.
How are they putting him? I mean, he's like what 20 years old, and they stick him straight in the Premier League like this.
Kusanov is actually his name. I don't know
Kusanov,
who
there you go.
Kavalashvili is. I
I
made that
can't
up.
remember how to say. You know, he that was just poor. Like everything about that was like, how about I score a goal for you? Because he's standing there with nobody on him. There's nobody on him,
No,
and he just they just pinballed the ball off of him.
yeah. And he's standing there looking at the ball, and it hits his thigh, and then it goes in. Fucking idiot. Yeah.
If he if he doesn't move, they don't score. But because he scores the ball, they score.
Basically, yeah. No, I mean Manchester City. What the fuck has happened to them this season? Honestly, I mean they are just completely shit in the bed, and we love it. We absolutely love it. If there's a club that deserves to have everything go against them, it's them.
Yeah, well, you know what? Because everybody assumes next year they're going to redeem themselves and get back into some football semblance of good form.
It's nothing that another 300 million well spent can't fix.
No, they definitely will spend the money. Already, they spent what 250 in January or something like that. So another 300 in the summer. They'll be right where they want to be. So
it's no matter how much you can have all the money in the world, but you cannot speed up Rodri's recovery, and that's what's actually killed them.
No, for
it's
sure.
Amazing how that one player has just become such a huge, important piece of their puzzle.
Well, in the game. Yeah, no, but his influence on the game was so big, right? I mean, they need a goal. He usually got the goal. They need to stop. He got the stop, right? You need somebody put in.
Well, he obviously was. Yeah. He was obviously the anchor in midfield and directed so much through midfield because, I mean, you could just see that their midfield without him is just completely different. It's just nowhere near what it used to be.
And like not having and KDB getting older doesn't help him either, right?
Yeah, KDB has declined a lot, hasn't he, this season? He's nowhere near what he used to be.
Yeah. So you lose those two players, one for age and one for injury, and you're like, well, there you go.
Yeah, they're two very influential players. And even what's his face, Bernardo Silva's not exactly doing fantastic either.
I think the age just going to catch up, right? Gundogan, they should have kept him. If they would have kept him, I don't know. He'd probably be still where he is now, but they probably would have made easy work of the league and everything else they wanted to accomplish, right? Yeah. They let him go, and then they lost a year or two off him, and he's come back, and he's nowhere close to what they were hoping to get from him now. So Ryan's on the run here. Let's see what they do. Oh, that cross, if it would have made it. Oh, look at that shot. A little wide.
Let's put it wide.
Yeah. Let's see if don't go to games in Sports Direct. Your best bet if you want games, go to CEX.
CEX is called in England.
CEX, all right.
Go to CEX, Gary. Go to CEX.
Go to CEX if you want.
Everything in there is basically second hand.
Oh, is that what it is? But overall,
they do obviously movies and video games, and they do electronic equipment, but generally very little of anything in there is new. Basically, the price will reflect how new or old the things are. Basically,
is GameStop just a U.S. company? Like, there's no GameStop.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We have the main company here that would sell games was called Game, but that sort of died off a bit. I'm sure it exists still, but in an online.
Yeah, I think there's only a few of them left now. I think most of them have shut down.
They've been killed off by the internet.
Yeah, everything's gone online, isn't it? Cloud and.
But but tell it bluntly, I went in their game shop within Sports Direct, and basically, from my understanding, the Sports Direct staff are also expected to be part of the game part of the shop. So then they basically told me, oh yeah, I'll get someone over to tell you about the prices of the, I was about to say the Champions League, that's got nothing to do with anything, the PlayStation 5, to which I was like, oh cool, I'll wait. And then 20 minutes later, no one had turned up. So I was just like, well, go fuck yourselves.
Wow. Yeah, that's not
You don't
good.
have to be an
That's
expert.
not good customer service. Yeah.
No, you don't have to be an expert on video games. Just fucking have someone turn up and go, we sell them for this much.
That's just
Kind of
typical.
knew what I
by the way,
wanted.
I was just going to say that's just typical.
Oh, it's a cross.
Brighton
Oh,
should have scored again.
Brighton should have scored there.
I was going to say that what game did there by basically going together with Sports Direct like that to save obviously a lot of cost and everything, just like having a little part of the Sports Direct store. I mean, store. Yeah. That's just typical. I mean, that's just typical what they do to save money and all of that. And the thing is, they just don't realize that is not the experience people want. You don't want to go into a fucking Sports Direct to buy a sports game. To buy a video game. It's just ridiculous. And no one, like you say, the Sports Direct staff have to also cover game. Most of them are not going to know anything about gaming and computers or whatever. So it's just completely stupid, But they don't care, because for them, all it's about is they just want someone there to actually, sell you a game when you pick out the game off of the shelf or whatever. That's all they care about. They don't care.
The thing that annoyed me about it was I made it clear I'm looking to buy a PlayStation 5. So to me, without sounding arrogant, that's like, oh, we're potentially going to make about 500 quid here. To which, without sounding arrogant, I was like, I'll be sitting there thinking like, well, potentially, like, as arrogant as that sounds, so I'm potentially going to lay down 500 quid. Because I don't know how much they cost at the time. I just wanted the information. Like, I wanted to walk out of there holding because cut long story short, I did not want to buy one off the internet because it's a PlayStation 5. Anything can happen between Amazon and my house. And
also, it's always been for me, because I grew up before the internet. I've always enjoyed if I was going to buy like a video game or even like a console back in the day. It's just such a nice feeling to actually go and see it, buy it, and actually physically bring it home with you. It's much more enjoyable.
I mean, that was the one thing that was cool about, like, over here we had Best Buy. You could give a test run on a lot of the things and then walk out the store with it. All right. And then eventually it got to the point where people just did the test run at Best Buy and then went home and then ordered it off online. And it's like, yeah, you know what? If you just lower your price, you probably get all the market share that you want. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, people. That's when people were like, no. People just want to come in the store and buy it. It's like, no, they want to buy it for the best price.
I'm pretty sure if I wanted to buy Sonic.
Sorry, Tommy, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All I was going to say is, I'm pretty sure if I walked in there and wanted to buy Sonic the Hedgehog video game, whatever, I'd find it on the shelf and then walk over, and then they'd have someone would eventually walk over to the thing. But I'm not just going to reach up, grab the box of the PlayStation 5 and then expect them to ring it up. It's like, no, I want to know what I can have with it at the same time, or whatever. I don't know if I'm making sense, but at the same time, I was the thing that wound me up more was they told me someone would be over in a minute, and then they never. That's what cost them the money.
That's terrible service. That's absolutely terrible service, and that's how they lose customers. That's how they lost you. That's how they lose customers, and that's why they've ended up, they're nearly dead. Game hardly exists anymore. So, and
I am not a hard person to actually serve in any capacity. Basically, I just expect stuff to work. I expect someone to actually assist me with it. I'm not expecting Sam to sit there and ask someone, tell me everything about this PlayStation 5. Tell me how it works inside. Tell me what powers it, kind of thing. It's like, mate, what can I have with it? Is essentially, I wanted to walk out of there with the machine and a video game to essentially play on, and ideally a controller.
They couldn't even provide the absolute minimum level of service in terms of actually having someone there to actually do it for you. They couldn't even do that.
If they'd have gone to me, right, we're a bit short-staffed, I'll go and get someone, and then you may have to wait 10 minutes. If they said 10 minutes, I'd wait 10 minutes kind of thing. Because if you say something to me and then it occurs, I'm lovely. I'd be singing their praises, because at least you've not lied to me. But I felt like they basically fobbed me off and then wasted 20 minutes of my time while doing so. Because if they'd have gone, oh, we haven't got anyone in that section today, I'd then fuck off and buy on Amazon. But at least I'd still be less annoyed than the fact that they had me waiting to then me do it anyway, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't feel I'm unreasonable in my annoyance, and it was like a year ago. So no, I'm still obviously annoyed by it.
It's just the absolute bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but like you make your money off sales, right? None of these people, I mean, unless they don't anymore, but there's a little bonus if you make a sale, right? And that's that's like the most expensive. So you're going to make in the store probably, right? A $500 video game.
Yeah, without sounding arrogant, I'm pretty sure I was like, I made them aware that I wanted to buy the most expensive thing in the shop. And they treated me like I basically was telling them, can I buy a sweater on sale?
Yeah, I need to find the cheapest sweater you got, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I want the latest pair of Air Jordans. And by the way, can you tell me about that PS5?
About the same price these days, right? I mean, wow.
I'm not telling any. There's no part of this I'm actually leaving out. Like, it's not like I'm telling you this story, but then there's a critical piece of information which actually changes the story and the dynamic. No, they literally told me someone be
Mr.
right
Tom
over in a
sneezed on the lady, didn't say excuse me or anything. She ran off. She ran off. For some reason, he thinks they're gonna come back and help him out.
Let's pretend that I pulled her skirt over her head and went, "Give me a PlayStation 5 while you're at it." Like that's not what occurred. But
you know, this guy's pushing this CEX in the car park. So yeah,
I didn't like behind the pool
in the car park, doesn't he? He definitely does sex in the car park.
To be fair, lads, though, I'll put it like this. When it did arrive in Amazon and got out of the box, put it together and all that, or the setup and all that, and it worked fine. So it turned out I had nothing to worry about in that regard. But it's still in the back of your head that it's more likely you're more comfortable if you're holding it, as Sam said, and then you transport it to your own home.
I used to love that. It's so nice to actually go and physically see it. You get it, you got it in your hands, and you take it home with you. You unbox it. The whole unboxing thing was so nice. I used to miss that unboxing stuff.
Plus, I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit cheaper because of my points on the game points card.
Yeah, yeah, there's that as well. No, I mean it's all
buying stuff out of a store is the coolest thing. It's not the same anymore. You don't, like you said, you put it in a cart. You're rolling around the cart. You see one of your friends, and they're like, "What you got there?"
Yeah, what you got there? What you got there? Let me have a look-see. Let me have a little look-see. The only game I've ever lined up for to get at midnight I just wanted it so bad, was Championship Manager 4, which was the first complete rehaul of the old Championship Manager game. It was just before it was basically the last year, or like the second to last year, when they were still where they were still like just Championship Manager. They were still with Eidos, and then after that they just went to Sega and then turned it into Football Manager. But yeah, this was like the first major overhaul of the game, kind of like a completely new rework of the game, and it was hyped up so much. We'd seen all like the screenshots, and there'd been like some deep dives into the game before it was released, and blah blah, all of that. It was just so hyped up. I love Championship Manager. I couldn't wait for it to come out. So I lined up. I was there at midnight. They obviously they'd released it at midnight. They did a special midnight opening to sell the game, and I bring it home, and it's full of fucking bugs. That was the game. They released that game. It wasn't even finished. The cunts.
Yeah.
It was so.
When you said bugs, I thought you opened it up. The cockroaches are just
That's how old Gary is. That's how old Gary is. When you say bugs to Gary, he thinks fucking literally beetles are in the fucking box.
There are all these beetles running out of it. He's like, "What the hell am I going to do with this?"
No, but that game was actually it was unplayable because what happened? One of the major bugs in it, and by that I mean electronic bug, not a beetle crawling out of the box. One of it was the score would change mid-game. You'd be leading 1-0, and all of a sudden it was 1-1, and they hadn't even scored. And then that could be like the result of the game, and you've actually lost 2 points, and they didn't even score. You know, it was crazy stuff like that. They'd obviously had the pressure of the deadline and released it unfinished, basically. So they released a patch for it just like a day or two later that helped a lot. But the fact they sold that game and it wasn't even fucking finished, that was so annoying. And at the same time, that was the only game I've ever gone at midnight to go and buy. It was disappointing. Let's put it that way.
The irony of that, Sam, is basically what you've just described is basically every game that's been released in 2025 because they're all released unfinished. They're all at best half finished, and then they go, "We'll just download the rest of it after."
Yeah, they just do patches. They know that. They just do. And they know that that is a planned strategy now because they have a deadline they have to work to because it's all to do with all tied up with all the contracts and the money and all of that. So they have a deadline where they absolutely have to release the game, or else they just have to. There's no chance otherwise. And then they'll just say, "Okay, we know it's not really finished, but we'll have a patch ready in a week," and that's what they do.
Yeah. As Rosie's saying, Rosie's 100% right in what she's saying, but I want to get across the point. I wasn't annoyed that they were understaffed. I was annoyed that they told me something that they didn't follow up on. They fucking lied to me, and that wasted my time within the line.
You know what it was, Mr. Tom? They
Because
called me
I
up
hate leads.
They called me up and they said, "We got this wee man in here. He's asking about a PS5.
Nah.
I think he wants to buy it. What should we do?" And I'm like, just walk away from him.
I know your story full apart because you went, "Our friends that called me." It's like, nah. No, I already know you're lying. No one's telephoning, Gary. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? They had a rotary and everything. It was like
rotary. Well, what it was
did you have to answer your Did you answer your phone like where it's on the wall?
Take out the big antenna. It's like what's up?
Tom went into the store. He went into the game at the back of the Sports Direct or whatever. And he went in there, and then someone came.
It was in the back.
And they come over and I said to, who'd you support? And then Tom said Leeds. He said, "Oh, hang on, we're going to go get someone for you." And then they just never fucking came back.
I'd probably still be there waiting if I'd have left. 30 months later, I'd be like, any minute now, they'll be giving me a PlayStation 8.
But yeah, Rosie, as she said earlier, it's all gone now. It's all online and everything. And it just doesn't have the same feeling to it. And like we just said, it's a planned strategy now. They release a game. It's not even finished.
That's awesome, man.
They release a game. It's not even finished. And it's terrible. But yeah, all those stores, so many of those stores that now most of the stuff is online. They're all gone. You've only got a few some of the major stores left. And like Rosie mentioned, Greg's. Yeah, I think Rosie's Greg's best customer. I think she must be.
So, as you were saying, something did enter my head about what you were saying about the game being unfinished. Like, they've got a new business model where basically they let us pay them, us as a customer, we pay them to then receive the half-finished game, and then we tell them what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
But we're paying for the privilege to do that.
You know what? That is exactly what happened. They do normally have like a beta testing. Like they used to have a limited like beta testing release where they would have like a beta release, like maybe a month or so before the main release, and they would get a lot of their quality assurance through that. But with Championship Manager 4, they did that. They did limited beta, but it was still nowhere near being done. Yeah. And that is because now today, when everything's all done online and everything, they're just like, yeah, we'll just release it, and then we'll get all the feedback and fix it when we get it. They don't even. Some of them don't even bother with proper beta releases anymore. It's just a way of saving money, right? They don't have to pay a bunch of people to test the game. They can just say, no, we'll just release it and then get the feedback from everyone, and then we'll fix it. You know, it's all very, very, it's all intended, you know, to save money.
It's quite seedy.
It's intended to save money. And Rosie, I saw she also brought up a good point where, you know, people who work in stores now, you know, they don't give a fuck anymore, you know, because there's no, like she says, there's no incentive for people. They're not going to, there are some stores and some chains that will give you a small bonus on sales if you're selling something, you know, like appliances and stuff like that. They'll give you a very small like bonus on stuff you sell, very, very small. But mostly, like Rosie says, there's no incentive, and they're mostly youngsters, right? And it's like they're there on minimum wage, they're making hardly any money. They've got to work long hours, talk to idiots all day long, and it's like, of course, the service is going to be terrible, right? If you don't pay anyone or give them any incentive, why are they going to do a good job? They don't, you know. The whole service industry has declined so much for so long.
I get what you're saying. I get what Rosie is saying. I understand that. In all seriousness, I understand why that's the case. But at the same time, to me personally, the sad state of any shopping industry or thing did not force those people on there that day to tell me something they had no interest in following up on.
No, that wasn't the point. The point wasn't.
I know your point, but I thought
the point wasn't your specific experience.
Yeah.
I was talking in general across the whole modern service industry.
Yeah.
That way.
Well, like generally in my job, I've been in my job for nearly 20 years, but the amount of people I see come through that I wouldn't I wouldn't even let them interview personally, let alone let them give them the job. And basically, I think the only requirement you kind of need to have to do my job these days is, can you speak English? If not, do you fancy doing it anyway? Kind of thing.
Pretty much right, yeah.
I had ordered online some food from the local Indian around the way, and the man, one of the guys called me up. He's like, "Did you mean to order this? Because you ordered that." I was like, "Oh, you're right." They know my order in and out. I ordered chicken tikka when I meant to order chicken tikka masala. Two different types of chicken, you know.
It's interesting you say that, Gary, because last week when I did my Chinese phone order, I actually did not go for the prawn balls. Hello, Mel. How you doing? I went for the barbecue spare ribs, to which basically it's almost like a phone dance where I order the same things every week. And they're like, they know what I still order it, I still say it for the sake of saying it. But then you could tell that they know what I'm going to say based on the order that I give every week when ordering. But last week, when I went dry special chow mein, I believe I got a roast pork chow mein as well. But then I got the the barbecue spare ribs. You could hear them almost pause as if like they'd already pressed the prawn balls. And then I had the keys clicking where they actually had to remove the prawn balls because I didn't ask for the prawn balls. They're like, oh, and then they tried to stop, like, oh, okay, this whole thing. It'll be 30 minutes, whatever. I was like, I threw you off, didn't I?
Yeah, it says Mr. Tom, and it says it doesn't say prawn balls. What in the world is going on in this world today?
They've started phoning me because when they go, like it'll be 30 minutes time or whatever, because then I always go and collect it because I'm not paying them £10 to have a cab send it to my house. That's insanity. But there are a lot of people who do because the food is that good, to be fair to them. Very well. Anyway, they went they'll occasionally. I'm not in no rush to go and get it because like 30 minutes I'll probably leave in half hour sort of thing. They phone that sometimes I've left it too late, but then phone my house and go, Tom, your food's ready. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. He just told me 20 minutes, so I don't know if I believe him or not. Because I ordered a decent amount, so we'll see if I leave in 20 minutes.
That's also why I necessarily don't leave before they, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I know that there are people that will phone them and order even more than I have. But if they've made that phone call before I make my phone call, them telling me half hour means nothing, because if someone before me has ordered £62 worth of food, it's not half an hour. I can tell you that now, and I'd rather be a little bit late. But still, anyway.
Rosie again brings up the whole point where, you know, like back in the day, you know, there were people, you know, they were knowledgeable, they were really into what they were doing. You could get really good service. I remember back in the day going to into a Dixon's in England, which is basically like the Best Buy we used to have in England, basically the same as what that is in the UK for many years. And the people worked in there, they were really knowledgeable. I mean, they would tell you really in depth of what's better, like, oh, we recommend this is better for that and blah, blah, blah. They really knew their stuff. But nowadays, as Rosie says, it's just some spotty 20-year-old who's, you know, there because they got something through some work program through the job centre or whatever. They couldn't care less. They just want to go home and smoke weed as soon as possible. You know, and it's not really their fault. I mean, yes, you can say in some way it's their fault, but like Rosie says, there's no incentive. What's the incentive? If you're just paying them, you know, £8 an hour, £8 an hour, and there's no bonus or any incentive for selling or doing well, it's like, why bother? That's the whole point. That whole cost cutting and gutting everything that they've done for so many years now to make more money. At the end of the day, the service is terrible. It just completely kills the whole service part of it.
Yeah, because I think those guys also in the shop, if I recall, they also got the games, the early releases, so they actually had played the game and could tell you a little bit more about the game. And why, you know, a lot of times in the stores we have here, they would be actually playing the game, so you'd be able to actually get to see them playing the game. You get a chance to play it yourself if you want, and it was a fun job to have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gary, was there a store in America called Game Crazy?
I don't know, but GameStop is the big one that I know of. Game Crazy, no.
It's probably like
because GameStop was big.
I saw a training video for their stuff.
Game Crazy, no, I haven't heard that one.
But they had this white woman leading. They filmed it as if it was an actual sports broadcast, and it was a woman. Her name was Zelda Scott, but her name's obviously not Zelda Scott. But anyway. But the character she was playing was, let's just say, she was not a white woman in her delivery of the words. So she'd be like, "Hey dog, the way you..." It's one of the best things I've ever seen on YouTube. She's like, "Hey dog, the way you upsold that console into getting them to put in 3 games on top of it, that was crunk, dog. That was crunk. that was clutch."
Oh my God.
How has this woman not been sued? But that was incredible.
No, Zach, Rosie talks about Zach, her son there. You know, that's exactly what I was talking about. You know, it's disgraceful. You're only paid £5 an hour. You know, it's terrible. You know, it's what incentive is there? You know, it's some people, they feel it's not worth getting the tiny little bit extra to go to work. You know, they would rather just go on benefits. I'm not saying, you know, but Zach is obviously, well, I'm not talking about Zach, but, you know, I'm talking about people in they would rather have benefits and have that and not have to work than to go to work and go through all the hassle of work and not being incentivized, not being appreciated, blah, 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 all of that for just a little bit more income. You know, it's not worth it. People just don't think it's worth it now. And that's another problem you got with the younger generations now. They don't want to work because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
Foden's coming on for Manchester City. What do you think about with that? You know, Foden. What do you think about the England squad? Do you think they like? It sounded as if you're 30, if you're 30 and older, I'll give you a game.
Where is Henderson now? I know he was in the Middle East somewhere, wasn't he?
I think they said he's played 2 out of the last 9 games at whatever club he's at right now.
Where is he? I can't even remember where he is.
I don't know. I just know, like they said, he hasn't played much football.
Well, but even the last time he played for England, he wasn't very good. I don't get that. That is very strange.
And Walker has been like does he even play for City right now?
Walker's lost all his pace, right? Because Walker used to be a very, very good right back, very, very good. Yeah. And one of his main attributes was his pace. You know, he was probably arguably the fastest player in the Premier League for a long time. And now, but he's lost all that pace. Now he's got a bit older. He doesn't have that pace. So it's like, what's he going to bring to the team apart from experience? But we've got plenty of other experience there.
Yeah. No, I think they need to go younger with the defenders to let them get acclimated to playing together, right?
Yeah.
Like
well, I think Ben White will probably, because Ben White's not he didn't get into this squad because he's just come back from injury.
Yeah.
But he is going to be playing for England again. Tuchel said that, so I think Ben White will probably be taking his place probably later on.
Yeah. Because I don't even think I can't remember the player from Crystal Palace. I don't know if he's on the squad this time around or not. The defender, I forget his name right now, but I think at this point in the build-up, you need to see if you got any young players that can play for you, as opposed to old players that will just be older the next time when you actually need them. Right.
Yeah.
I think when Henderson's 34 or something like that, and Walker's in his 30s plus as well.
Yeah, I think Walker's like 33 or something. I think 33.
Yeah. These players are like too old to be playing in these games. Especially the amount of games they play in a short amount of time. Ball Gav's in the house. Welcome to the show. We're gonna probably get out of here. Hey, we've already hit. I don't know. We've hit.
Don't you want to hang around to the end of the game?
I do. We got 12 minutes left in the city match, so yeah, let's do that.
Oh, wizard bitch!
What is it?
It's always a tactics truck.
Oh no, wizard. People! Wait a second, people. It's been a while, because you know what that means. You know what that means, people, because it's been a while. Oh man, let's do it. You ready? Here we go, people.
I'm ready, baby.
Introducing. I'm able to use that in a while.
Whoa. I'm a wizard, bitch. I'm the tactics wizard.
Just don't smell those fingers. Don't smell them.
Yeah, baby. So I've not actually got anything to tacticize today, because I actually think the discussion's been excellent. I'm such a wizard that I'm turning non-words into words. Not enough of the dictionary to agree with me though, but still.
Brian should have scored there. It was 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and off the.
I did do a magic trick though.
Sorry,
I've made the Game Crazy video appear in your Twitter inbox. So.
Ooh.
Booyah!
So you're going to tell us some tacticize something for us, please.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tacticize you all. So, Leeds United get the ball on the right-hand side of the pitch. Jayden Bogle. We get a cross in. He follows in the cross. Goalkeeper makes a great save from Daniel James. But then Bogle then follows up, puts it in the corner with all the grace of Fred Astaire. What a man. What a man. Julia Firpo is also a hero for unrelated reasons. And that being said, and let me tell you something all more importantly. Basically, I believe... Yeah, don't smell them. Don't smell your fingers after they've been up your asshole. Anyway, what? So...
Don't recommend it.
No.
Do it with your left. Do it with your left if you're going to keep it equal. But still, hello Bargav, how you doing, sir? I actually do think the shop staff should be paid for telling the truth. As in, I do think they should get you told Tom someone's going to be with him, and then they were with him, give them a bonus.
The Tom bonus.
Give them the telling the truth bonus. Because if I told someone, personally, with me, if I'd have told someone, someone be right with you, I'd make sure that someone was right with them. I wouldn't then just walk off and go, I've done my bit. Because no, that motherfucker, you've told them something, make sure you fucking do it. Kind of thing, pardon my language.
Makes a lot of sense, Tom. It does make a lot of sense.
Even if it is a minimum wage job, you still have personally, me speaking for me, I have a little bit of pride in myself. Like, I'm still going to work, whether I'm earning £10 an hour or £5 an hour, whatever. You still have to give it your best. Like, you are obligated to do the best that you can for your own sense of self and self pride. Especially when you're not talking about rocket science.
But there's no incentive, is there? There's no incentive, and it's just a lot of that's gone away. And Rosie makes good points. She said now there's so many alternatives now, isn't there? You can just sit online and you can make a little bit of extra money online, not doing anything, or not doing much. You know what I mean?
Well, I was going to say, you don't see many like ladies in sales jobs anymore because they're all selling themselves on the internet.
That is true. The OnlyFans thing is a huge thing, isn't it? Now it's I can't believe how much money they make.
They sell PS5s too.
What, on OnlyFans? Not any of the ones that I've accidentally seen.
I have a PS5 and I have a gangbang in the back. Which would you prefer?
I'd be like,
quick update on the scores. Everton is losing at home to West Ham 1-0. Ipswich has got a goal, so they're down 1-3 right now. Man City and Brighton is still 2-2. Brighton looked like the team next to score, though, but they've had opportunities they've missed. And Wolves have a 2-1 lead. Southampton was able to pull one back. But yeah, there we go, folks.
Those, I mean, the amount of money those OnlyFans girls make is just absolutely insane. What's the world coming to? Honestly, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I always thought that stuff was supposed to be free, right?
Some people pay for that, but it's just the sheer volume, isn't it? It's even though they're maybe not paying very much each per person. It's just there are literally millions of let's just say men for the sake of it. There's literally millions of men all over the world paying for it every day for just being on those live, watching those live shows and stuff, whatever they pay, what it is to see that.
Yeah. And that's how you talk about.
You know exactly what you're talking about. And there's a reason why, folks. There's a reason why he knows that.
Yeah, she's right.
Well, yeah, I do follow. I do keep an ear to the ground on what's going on the interwebs, so I'm aware of real life streamers.
I saw it online. There was this clip shared of there was like an interview. There was an interview with these like some online guy that does loads of interviews and stuff, and he was doing interviews with these OnlyFans girls, like some of the more popular ones. And this one of them, I think she said, if I remember correctly, she said like, in the last month, she'd made like $3 million. That was just in 1 month. I mean, it's insane. It is. It's completely insane.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
and people talk about not having any money. People have money. They just choose. You know what? Now you know where they choose to spend it, right? They choose to spend it on certain things, which it's a $1 billion industry, anyways. Before all of this.
Huge,
and now they've been able to expand it and get into the interwebs.
Imagine now with all the AI stuff. Jesus Christ, that's just going to.
And you don't even know if what you're watching is real anymore, right? And I guess maybe that's the point.
All the AI stuff they're creating now, where you can just create whatever you want. And God, yeah. But yeah, Tom's tactics track was good though. It was a very, very incredible analysis.
Yeah, and if we had smell-o-vision, you guys would have smelt it. So. Yeah,
I was blame myself. I wasn't really intending on doing a proper tactics truck. It's because I got sent the footage that that was basically a clip of me being a prat on the road trip. So, and it made me think about doing. I'm a wizard, bitch.
You got about 5 minutes left in this city match. Still 5-5. KDB has come on for Mamouche.
They had another huge chance, Brian, a few minutes ago.
Yeah, they've missed some really good chances there. It's like Forrest scored their fourth goal. Yeah, Forrest.
The thing, Rosie, that lady, you can say like she's paid to pick up men. It's non-sex, but it's not non-sex because it's basically predicated on the fact that men want to have sex with her.
Yeah, it's all sexual.
And that's where the money lies.
All sexual in nature, as they say, right?
Exactly. So Gary's actually worded it better than me. Yeah. But basically, the only thing that is not usually about sex is sex, because sex is about power.
Oh, it's crazy. All the weird stuff people get paid to do online now. Like Rosie says, you blowing up balloons and I don't know.
Was it somebody? I saw somebody said they got like 4 million views as they opened up a Kinder egg or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like, what?
yeah.
They spent
Oh,
like
there's
£5
this
in a
kid.
Kinder egg, open it up,
There's this
4
kid. There's
million
this
people want to
kid.
view it.
I saw her as a kid. He was on, like I said this last time I went at one of my recent shows. He was. They did their 60 minutes. Did like a report on the new stuff that's happening online and stuff. There's people making loads of money through like YouTube and stuff. And there's this kid. I think he's like 6 years old. I think he's American. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, it's like 6 years old, and he's got millions of subscribers, millions. And all he does is he buys toys, different toys, like kids' toys, and he opens them. He opens the toys, does the unboxing, and he plays a little bit with them, shows them, and he gets millions and millions of views, obviously from children all over the world or whatever. But yeah, and he's a I mean, his parents obviously have the money, not him, but he is literally a multi-millionaire at 6 years old from opening and showing toys.
It's crazy. It's as I always say, there's this false economy that's been created. I mean, like,
well, us that grew up before the internet, it's very hard for us to comprehend. It's like me, I still find it hard to comprehend. Like people, they film themselves doing stuff all day, like just going around. They'll have someone follow them around with a camera. These so-called IRL streams, in real life streams. They'll have some I Show Speed and many of these other guys do. They have someone follow them around with a camera all day, every day, and they just go around doing random shit or whatever. And you've got millions of people just sitting watching this guy. Yes, let's watch this guy walk around and talk to people and bark like a dog. And it's like, I just can't, for me, growing up before the internet, I can't get my head around that. I just don't see what's entertaining about that. I really don't. I'm old, I suppose.
I've got an idea for online streaming. I basically think someone should follow Gary around with a camera all day and just watch him be racist 24/7.
The fact that you were bringing up that word, people, what that means. Yeah, it's him. It's him. It's him. My day's not that enjoyable. As soon as this game's over, I will be driving over to the Indian shop and picking up my food.
What did you order, Gary?
I ordered, as I said, chicken tikka masala for my daughter and my wife.
That's nice.
I ordered some. I like the lamb sog. And,
soggy lamb.
Yeah.
Gary, you could see his reluctance. The more he said the word lamb sog, he was like, "I know I'm gonna have an explanation after I finish."
Yeah, well, Sam answered it for everybody who's got that dirty brain.
I got my dirty brain dirty.
Yeah, and then I got some puri, which is the fluffy fried bread. No korma. No. We like the chicken masala, and I got this. I got some naan that has like the spicy potatoes on the inside of it. It's really tasty. Looks like Everton may have scored. Yep, they did.
1-1. Everton scored in the Moyes derby. Wow.
Yep. 1-1 here.
Goal to Everton.
Got 4 minutes of extra time here
Rosie, of course.
in the city match. Question. What is this? Could we pay someone enough to bleep the profanity, Tom? Bleep?
Yeah, I think she's referring to how much you swear, Gary. You swear so much all the time. We could pay someone full time to bleep it out. I think she's referring to.
Yeah, they get 0.0.
They get 0. That's what they get paid.
We'll tell them. We'll pay them by the bleep, and they'll sit there all day going, "I've been here for 17 hours. I've not had to press the button once."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
My friends would tell. My friends in college would tell you I had the dirty potty mouth, but I don't know. I've gotten older, and I don't know. Not gonna say wiser. Just gotten older, and don't need it anymore. And Rosie's just gonna go and just gonna not rub. That was the wrong word. She's gonna ride this this poor choice of words until the end of the show.
Like Gary said, rub, and it was like, "Oh, I better change that." Then say ride, like that doesn't make anything worse.
I just left it there. I'm like, I'm not touching that. Just set it up. Gary just set it up, and I'm like, nope, I'm not hitting that one. I'm not hitting that one.
I'm not hitting that one. Come on, you're always hitting it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Oh man, no, Rosie, I'm not putting your bad words up, your bad word choice up anymore. It's actually Mildred now because you went off and did what you usually do, is just call me by somebody else's name. Oh,
4-2.
that was a really nice goal there by Everton. It was a nice cross in there. Goalkeeper's like, I think I got it. Nope, don't got it. And it looks like the fans at the Etihad Stadium are done. Why would they be leaving? There's still time on the clock. There's at least
because they don't appreciate anything because they suck.
Oh, look, Ipswich has pulled
True,
another one back here.
Why are they leaving when there's like 1.5 minutes left and they can still score a goal? That's terrible.
They've scored, and not only that, but they have seen their team do that. They've seen them do that like many a time in the course of like the last 10 years.
Because there's no jeopardy. When fans have, there's no jeopardy in football, people are apathetic towards football.
Yeah. Valid point.
Doku for City, he does a lot of work. It doesn't create anything a lot of times. Puts a lot of pressure on the defender, but like nothing happens.
Deary me. 2-2 Manchester City.
I genuinely suggest you spend 12 minutes of your life watching Zelda Scott absolutely create a lawsuit for herself, because it's incredible. It's incredible. My low-key guilty pleasure, as I've said before, I love watching clips of Hell's Kitchen, or episodes of Hell's Kitchen, but also low-key love watching training videos for jobs.
They are funny though. There are a lot of really funny training videos.
Because I like the ones that actually try to actually not be a cheesy, boring video. So then they go the completely opposite direction. We're going to have this zany thing, which basically is absolutely not relevant to anything we're doing. What can we do? That's a great question, Rosie. It's a great question. What can we look forward to on League Show tomorrow night? Well, I may or may not have found some memes between now and 9:05, of course. There was also one.
The whistle has blown, right?
Yep, training video for Wendy's. Wendy's in America. A Wendy's training video. They actually did a rap song. It was not a rap. They actually did a song for making the hot drinks called hot drinks.
All right, folks, we're going to get out of here on that note. Not that it was a bad note. It's just time. It's just time. I need to go pick up some food. Really let everybody have their say. We're going to get out of here. First up, Sam, tell the people where to go.
They can all go where the sun don't shine. No, I don't know. No, it's been good fun as always. Check out Slags in the Dark on Thursday evening, 8 p.m. UK. Tom joins me. We have a bit of fun about movies and TV and stuff.
Yeah, baby.
We have Rosie's bingo card, and we like to have a bit of fun with everyone in the chat. It's good stuff. Check that out. Gary, I was going to ask you, what's the worst combination of diseases you can have?
The worst combination of diseases?
Yes.
I'm assuming chicken pox, leprosy, and okay.
No, it's Alzheimer's and diarrhea, and that is because you're running but you don't know where.
That's just cruel. That's just mean. That.
I want to say thanks again, as always. Great stuff. Everyone in the chat, been good fun as always. Let's hope Arsenal win tomorrow, even though we don't really care about the league anymore. And yeah, have a great rest of your Saturday and rest of your weekend.
Do you want Arsenal to finish second?
Of course I want Arsenal to finish second, but for me, now that the title race is completely over, it's just not as interesting anymore. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, I just want them to score a goal. I want to feel like they can score a goal in any game we play from here on out. And right now, I don't feel that great about a goal being scored. Mr. Tom, I know it wasn't a It didn't start as a good day, but I think you'll take the point.
I will take the point because, as I said, at 2-0 down, I would have snapped your hand off for a 2-2 draw. But you know, it could have been better with Burnley. Basically, let's have a look at Swansea's shot count. Yeah, because Swansea had one shot on target, which I'm not going to watch. So obviously Swansea go fuck themselves. My respect for Swansea is an all-time low, and we can all look forward to them coming to Ellen Road in a few weeks with all the vigour and effort of a team that actually let Burnley bend them over, pull their panties to the side, and then go in without the lubricant. Anyway, sorry, what? Anyway. But still, no, but seriously, it's been a genuine honour to come on here, even if I came on here 1 hour after the show started. So it's about 37 minutes after the show started. So what I will say is I want to thank all the lovely audience that we could bring in on a weekly basis. For some reason, you still haven't found anything else to watch, and you still choose to sit with us. So, you know, that being said, really do appreciate it. Thank you to anyone that watched Mr. Tom Talks Wrestling yesterday. Supported me and Sam while doing a SmackDown watch along. Really do appreciate it. Because I'm still surprised that people give me their time. I said this to Sam yesterday. It genuinely is shocking and humbling that people, because we're not television stars. Like, there's no actual reason to watch us sit on a computer screen, but people choose to do it, and I find it shocking and appreciate it. So that being said, I just want to thank everyone for giving us their time, and all the stuff and things. Support Gary on all of his endeavours, even the ones that start an hour earlier.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. As Mr. Tom said, we appreciate the support. It's been a lot of fun. We went almost 3 hours, but we have to go. I have to go get some food for my kid. Got to feed him. You know what I mean? But no, appreciate the support. We'll be back next week. I guess it will be international break come next time we chat. So who knows what that means for football, right? So there you go. We'll talk. Hopefully, we're talking about an Arsenal win. But I just want them to score a goal, and I want to feel comfortable they can score a goal in every match. But we'll see what happens. But thanks for joining. We'll be back, everybody. Hit the subscribe and like, and then we are out of here. And as I like to say,